All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We are coming to you live from Frank Meyer Field here in beautiful San Andreas, Calaveras High School, home of the Calaveras varsity Red Hawk football team, who are playing host tonight to the visiting Linden Lions. Both teams 6-2 overall, 5-0 in Motherlode League. So tonight, essentially, the Motherlode League Championship on the line with only one more league game after this week, next week. So huge football game tonight. I'm your host, Gil Valtierra, the voice of Calaveras football. Momentarily, I'll have beside me Coach Les Orlandi, who is actually still on the field. We got about 1 minute and 45 seconds left here of the JV football game, where Linden has control of that game, 32-0 with a 1:45 remaining. Winning a little bit extra overtime. It's actually senior night here at Calaveras High School. So during the halftime of the JV game, they introduced all the senior football players. It's also Calaveras Junior Red Hawk night, so all of the Junior Red Hawk football teams and Junior Red Hawk cheerleaders are on site doing their stuff, their performances and all that good stuff. So this was scheduled to kick off at 7 o'clock. We'll probably be closer to about 7:15, I would imagine. That's what we're looking at. So looking at this matchup between Linden and Calaveras, obviously two of the top two teams in the Motherlode League. Offensively, Linden is a juggernaut. They have scored 204 points in the 5 league games, averaging 40.8 points per game. That's number one in the Motherlode League. So they've got the number one offense in the Motherlode League. Then you look at Calaveras, and defensively, they've only given up 13 points in the 5 Motherlode League games. That averages like 2.6 per game. So essentially tonight, we've got the number one offense in the Motherlode League in Linden going against the number one defense in Calaveras. And so it'll be interesting to see how this matchup plays out. Number one offense versus number one defense. When you look at Linden's offense, they have what, I mentioned in the podcast, they have what we call the 1-2 punch, which is number one, their wide receiver, DeAndre Smith. He's a 6'2", 200-pound wide receiver. He's been putting up some tremendous numbers so far this season at that wide receiver spot. I believe he has, let's see here, in receiving yards, 686 receiving yards thus far this season. DeAndre Smith, number one. So he's actually, you got to know where he is at all times on the field. He had a big impact last year when Calaveras played Linden, and he's back for his senior season, and obviously will be an impact player as well. And then you look at number two to finish off that 1-2 punch. Number two is their running back, Andrew Juarez, who is a 5'8", 170-pound running back. He is fast, he is shifty, he is strong and hard to bring down. And so those are the two guys that the Calaveras defense are going to need to be contending with if they're going to put a stop to this number one offense tonight. Number two, that running back Andrew Juarez has 1,144 rushing yards on the season. He also has 15 touchdowns already. So 15 touchdowns, 1,144 yards. That they are no joke. That 1-2 punch is absolutely exactly that. It is a 1-2 punch. Now, on the other side, you look at Calaveras, their running game. They have a power running game in number 7, Enrique Hernandez, their 235-pound running back, their halfback, and then, of course, number 33, Cody Paulson, their fullback, 250 pounds. So at 485 pounds in that backfield, Linden is going to have a time tonight trying to stop that power running game. And I would imagine at some point, if I'm the Linden defensive coordinator And I'm talking to the head coach, Adrian Ramos. I'm saying, hey, let's force Calaveras to try to throw the football. Let's throw 8, 9 guys in the box. Let's try to stuff 7 and 33. Let's not give them any room. Let's run blitz. Let's just stuff the line of scrimmage and force them to hurt us in the passing game and force number 6, Cohen Kern, to throw the football. And so I would imagine the Calaveras offensive scheme tonight has to know that that's going to be some part of the game plan for Linden, and have something ready to go, maybe something quick to the tight end, dragging across the field, some quick slants to their wideout receivers. Number 11, Peyton Long, has had a good season thus far. They're going to have to be able to get those linebackers who will be up close to the line of scrimmage worried about that power running game. And they're going to have to do something in the passing game to get those guys to back off. And once they're able to do that successfully, that's going to reopen up the running game with number 7 and number 33. So I think that's going to be a crucial part of the running game and the offensive game plan for Calaveras tonight, is finding a way to get that short passing game going, to get some of their those linebackers to back up off the line of scrimmage, and then go back to that power running game with number 7 and number 33. Linden's defense is no joke. I mean, they've got a team. I believe they are not as explosive as they were last year. They had Busalachi, and they had their other quarterback who was absolutely phenomenal. But that does not mean that this team is still not a very good football team. They are a very good football team, 6-2 overall, 5-0 in league. So number 1, number 2, they've got some good guys on defense at linebacker that are playing lights out defense. They've only given up 20 points defensively themselves, just one more score than Calaveras on the defensive side of the ball during league play. So overall, offensively, defensively, a very solid football team. So we should be in for a huge treat tonight, watching Linden and Calaveras go at it. The number 1 offense versus the number 1 defense. And then looking at essentially the Motherlode League Championship on the line here. Next week after this game, Calaveras, for the final Motherlode League game, will be on the road to take on their crosstown rival Bret Hart over in Angels Camp. And then Linden will go back home, but they'll have Somerville come into town. And that could be a huge game, depending on what happens here tonight. Like last season, Somerville beat Linden. Calaveras beat Somerville, but then lost to Linden. So we ended up in a 3-way tie with Calaveras, Linden, and Somerville, all tied in a piece of that co-Motherlode League Championship. Calaveras can avoid all of that tonight if they're able to beat Linden and get out of here with a W tonight, because then they'd be in the driver's seat to get into Angels Camp next week, get a W, and be the outright Motherlode League Championship team. So that's what they're trying to do. A loss does not eliminate them from the championship, because then Somerville could end up beating Linden again, and we could end up right back to where we were last year in a 3-way tie. So lots of football to be played, and lots of things to be decided regarding the Motherlode League Championship. Why is this such a big deal? The Motherlode League Championship, the CIF Sac Joaquin session has announced that the new playoff structure, the top 8 teams are automatically in, 1 through 8. If you win your league championship, you're automatically into one of those 8 spots. So you're in if you win your league championship. If you do not win your league championship, then it comes down to the Max Prep rankings, and then with that ranking system and those weird algorithms and however they figure out, strength of schedule and points scored and, what temperature it was that day when you played, and, whatever other factors that they decide and variables that they decide of where you're going to get ranked, that could really change where you end up going and where you get seated, if you even get seated, and if you get into the top 8 at all. So that's how crucial it would be for this game tonight, and for winning your league can be as far as playoff implications, and then trying to chase for a Sac Joaquin Section Division 7 title. So looks like the JV game ended. The final score was 32-0. Both varsity teams for Calaveras and Linden are on the field warming up. It's a nice cool night. It's only 62 degrees, so it's nice, good football weather. So we should be in for a treat. Now that I do have this opportunity, I want to send out a nice big happy birthday wish to Gilbert Valtierra Sr. My dad's turned 75 years old today, and I'll tell you what, he absolutely loves the game of football. He listens every Friday to the KVGC radio spot, listens to the games. He's probably listening now, loves to go play fantasy football, and loves to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and scream at the TV just like any other football fan does. So, hey, big shout out. Happy birthday, Dad, 75. Hope you enjoy it. What we're going to do right now is step away, hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. MRM Stone has over 1,000 natural stone selections, fabrication services, and delivery available. Stop on by 2173 Highway 12 in Valley Springs or go to mrmstone.com. Give us a ring at 209-763-5761. MRM Stone, your masonry and landscape stone supplier. Attention football fans and backyard dreamers. Game day is better when your home turf is just as impressive as the one on the field. The Paver Company is here to turn your yard into the ultimate outdoor paradise. Perfect for barbecues, watch parties, and relaxing evenings. Locally owned and family operated by the Biondi family, we bring championship-level craftsmanship and a personal touch to every project. Make your yard the one everyone talks about. Visit thepavercompany.com or call 916-222-8844 to schedule your consultation. Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality with the Paver Company. Ready to feel the freedom of the open road? Learn to ride at Harley-Davidson of Sacramento. Our riding academy is now open 7 days a week. Whether you're brand new to riding, getting back on the bike after some time away, or just want to sharpen your skills, we've got a course for you. You'll learn everything from mastering the controls to riding the curves with confidence. It's also the perfect gift for a new rider in your life. Sign up today and let us get you rolling. We'll even help you register for an upcoming class when we return to the line. Harley-Davidson of Sacramento, where your journey begins. Treats General Store in San Andreas, California, is a proud sponsor of Calaveras football and the Let's Talk Football with Coach Val podcast. Treats General Store has everything you need from groceries, meat, liquors, and hardware. Treats General Store since 1852. Experience the exhilaration of the open road with a Harley-Davidson test ride booking. We understand the unique thrill that only a Harley can deliver. We are dedicated to providing our fellow riding enthusiasts with an unparalleled test ride experience. Whether you are a seasoned rider or just starting out, our diverse range of iconic motorcycles is waiting for you to take them for a spin. Book your test ride today and feel the unmatched power, style, and legacy that is Harley-Davidson. All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra, and now just joining me in from his game, Coach Les Orlandi. Coach, how you doing tonight?
Oh, man, good. Took me a little bit to get up here from the track, from the field, so sorry about that.
No, it's all right. I saw the game went a little long with all the festivities, so that's understandable. Just heard from our sponsors. What we're going through here now, folks, is just a little bit of a delay. Both teams are out on the field warming up. It looks like, they're still going through their warm-ups. Les, we were talking about before you got up here, some of the dynamics here. Obviously, Linden in that prolific offense, 204 points scored in just 5 Motherlode League games, averaging over 40 points a game. They've got that 1-2 punch in number 1, DeAndre Smith, and number 2, their running back, what's his name here? Andrew Juarez, who's a very fast, good runner. What do you think Calaveras defensively is going to need to do to be able to stop this 1-2 punch with those two guys?
I honestly think it's going to start up front with those big guys. They're going to have to do their assignments. They're going to have to get the pressure on the quarterback. That's key, limiting the time that he has to sit back there and, kind of try to pick us apart like what they like to do. So, yeah, those guys are talented on the outside. They got, definitely some talent. We've seen, for our team, our JV game, they could throw the ball too. And, those guys just seem to breed, receivers and quarterbacks. So
I saw the JV team, number 5, who scored 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They got another Busalachi coming up.
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well for the rest of the Motherlode League.
Yeah.
Folks at home, if you don't remember last season, there was a Busalachi on the varsity team who was an absolutely phenomenal wide receiver. Apparently, he's got a little brother lighting up the JV squad right now. Well, so in the next couple of years, they're going to have another Busalachi on the varsity squad.
Yeah, those guys are just guys that, they kind of, you see them on certain teams, they got guys that just stand out above everybody else, and you got to try to figure out ways to stop those guys from beating you, because those types of talents, they can single-handedly take over a game and, strain your defense, when they can do the things they do on offense.
Yeah, you mentioned Les about Linden's quarterback having time to throw. Linden's quarterback is number 6, Skylar Bell. He's 5'10", 155 pounds. I think one of the guys defensively that could give him problems is number 60, Wyatt Arias, the defensive lineman for Calaveras. He's had a heck of a football season thus far. He's been living in the backfield of his opposing offenses. I talked to him and put him on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. He's the type of guy that, he's going after and reading little keys, like he's reading the knuckles of the guy's hands if he's trying to fire out and run block, or if he's just standing straight up and pass block, and he's trying to read those keys and get any kind of inclination on a run-pass read so that he can fly, use his speed, and end up in the backfield making plays in the backfield. And so they're going to have to contend, although Linden's got big linemen. Wyatt's not very big, but he is fast and quick and knows how to get into the backfield pretty fast.
Yeah, he's not very big, but like you said, he's extremely fast. And I swear he spent the last 2 years in the weight room. So, his body mass for being a smaller guy, he's stronger than a lot of those bigger guys. And, being smaller like that too, those keys that you just talked about, watching the knuckles and, and different foot placements of where these linemen are, he needs to do that stuff to give himself the advantage. And he's going to use his advantage, which is his speed. So, yeah, hopefully he can have a big game. And, Linden's going to have to compensate for that too. So they're going to have to make sure that they have him covered, and that's going to leave an opportunity open for somebody else there on that D line. So these guys are just going to have to take, advantages of the opportunities that they get. If not, it's going to be a long night for Calaveras if they can't get the pressure on them.
Yeah, they're going to need to get pressure on him, and then, as far as making sure he doesn't have enough time to throw, or at the very least, get rid of the ball well before he wants to get rid of the ball, which will throw timing off as far as with his receivers goes. The other part of that, and stopping number 2, their running back, you got big 33 Cody Paulson in it, that strong Mike linebacker. You got who's a Michael Crandall. And then you got the other linebacker that's in there, number 44, Landon Patrick, who have been, this defense, the Coach Clark, the defensive coordinator for Calaveras, they've been dialed in. I talked to Coach Clark, interviewed him for the podcast this week, and one of the things he mentioned was every single player has to just do their job. He doesn't want any heroes. Don't worry about your guy next to you's job or that guy's job. Just do your job. And if all 11 guys just do their own individual job and play together cohesively, they're going to continue to hold teams to very minimal scores, and that's what he's looking for tonight from this team.
Yeah, Coach Clark and the rest of that staff, they do a phenomenal job of preparing these guys week in and week out. Those guys aren't going to ever get beat mentally out there, or not too often. So, like Coach said, be responsible for what you're responsible for, and everything else is going to, fall into place.
Yeah, and then for those some of you at home, as far as football 101 and some of the fundamentals, defensively, when you're sitting there and you're looking at an offense, if you play on the outside, let's say you're an outside linebacker or you're up on the line defensively, but you're on defensive end, so you're on the outside portion of that defense. You're an outside linebacker, you're on the outside portion of that defense. You're a corner defensive back, but you're on the outside part of those defense backs. So you cover the boundary, you cover the outside. And when you attack somebody to come in to tackle them, you have to do so from an outside-in perspective, right?
Yeah.
If you stick your nose too far inside and that guy cuts outside of you, you've given up your responsibility, which is the outside, and then that's when big plays happen. And then conversely, on the inside, you got your inside backers, you got your interior tackles, you got the free safety, who are all in the middle of the field, and those guys have to attack from an inside-out perspective, right? Attack that guy from inside out, force him outside, do not let him come inside, and if both of those guys, outside and inside guys, do their job, you both convert simultaneously and make a good defensive play.
Yeah, you want to force them to your help, right? So that's the goal. Calaveras is really good at that. They're good at, playing their spots. They're good at, gang tackling, swarm tackling, whatever you want to call it. You hardly see Calaveras making a tackle with just one or two hats on the ball. So I expect a really good game. I think we'll be able to handle their running game. I really do. With you got with our linebackers with Paulson and
Patrick.
Those guys, they're solid. So and on our outside, I think we can do it. We're going to have to get probably a little bit creative here and there in some certain situations, but I'm pretty confident in our guys and what our coaching staff has.
You mentioned some guys up front. Coach Anderson on that offensive line. Coach Anderson, a 30-plus year offensive line coach here at Calaveras. He's got number 50, Jordan Lyles, 52, Michael Crandall, 53, Red Brock, 55, Nathan Buddy Kavanaugh, 59, Grant Emerson, number 60, Wyatt Arias, number 66, Jack McKinty, number 69, Brandon Pierce, number 72, Nico Garcia, number 76, Ike Chance, number 79, Ian Howard. So those guys he's going to be leaning on to get some movement on that defensive line. Now, I mentioned earlier before you got here, if I'm D coordinator for Linden, I'm saying, hey, we're going to stop 7 and 33. We're going to throw 9 guys in the box if we got to, and we are going to force Curran to go back there and beat us with his arm, right? We're going to force you to do what you're not good at because we know you're good at power running. So now let's see if you can throw the football. And if you put him in that predicament, then you kind of put him into we're now advantage Linden defense, right? So conversely, that means Calaveras has to be able to make them pay for that. You want your linebackers up close to the line of scrimmage? We're going to throw some successful completed pass behind those guys, get some big plays out of it, and force you to go, oh, wait a minute, let's back our guys off. That's not working. And once that happens, then they can go back to that power running game.
I think going back, I don't with Curran and our passing game, we're not really asking him to do that a whole lot because we can run the ball. So I don't think it's a point of he's not good at it or we're better at running the ball. He's just not asked to do that.
That's a good point.
He's gonna have some challenges and stuff, but I think the X factor with Curran is his legs. He's very athletic. He's probably one of our most, and you've been doing this for a long time too. You've seen a bunch of quarterbacks come through this program. Maybe not, we don't know enough about his arm yet because he's not asked to throw a whole lot. I've seen him in practice. He can definitely throw the long ball, but we don't ask him to do that. But with where I was getting back to is the athleticism that he has. I think that's an X factor too for us. I think if Coach Mosa can, get him out on some of those boot passes or rollout, get his legs, get him running, that's going to stretch the defense out too, and he can have that option of, dumping or taking a shot or taking it with his legs. So
that's a very good point because he is very athletic and he is fast. And I mean, what is he, 6'2"? So he's a big, tall kid, and so when he runs, he's got a great stride. And if they do load the box and they come in and rush, and he gets and finds an open lane, there's going to be a lot of green grass to run at because usually those defensive backs are, got their back turned to them.
Yeah, they're in
a man coverage, and they're running with those guys, and all of a sudden, there's going to be a lot of green grass to run for Cohen tonight. Yeah. So that's a very good point and an interesting dynamic. I hadn't really thought about that, so we'll have to see if that comes into fruition.
I usually go down there before his game and I give him the Orlandi mojo handshake and all that good stuff. And, I used to tell him that, hey man, trust your legs too, take off. If it's not there, you don't have to force it. You got, God-given gift with the legs, and hey, use them.
Take what they give you.
Take what they give you. Absolutely.
Now, speaking of the Orlandi Mojo Magic,
he has a good number too.
Tell us about your son Braden. Braden, obviously, a Calaveras alum, played here a couple years ago. And then now is at Carroll College up in Montana.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how his season is going and how he's doing right now.
Oh man, they're doing good. They started off the season ranked 25th in the nation, in the coaches poll, and they're in week 9 now, I think 9 or 10, counting preseason, and they're all the way up ranked to number 9th in the nation. So
wow.
They're defensively, he plays strong safety, so. Defensively, they're, I think, 4th in a couple of categories in the nation for passes allowed or for yards allowed in a game and a couple other things. But, he's doing good, putting a lot of work. And
is he playing corner or safety?
Safety, yeah.
He was dangerous when he played safety for Calaveras.
Yeah. No, he's loving it. He's doing a good job. Obviously, it's a whole different step going up to that level. So.
Sure.
You come from Calaveras, and not going back to our coaching staff, I feel like our coaching staff can prepare a lot of these guys if they get an opportunity, and they breed a good culture down here too. They're most of our, I'd say 99% of the kids that we get that play for our program, they're good teammates. They look out for each other. So I think we breed that in our programs and stuff, and it translates to the next level. And so. Yeah, he's doing good. He's on a much needed bye this week, so he's up there with his buddies in some cabin up in Montana in the woods somewhere.
Very nice.
So they come down actually next week, and they will be playing SOU. In Ashland, Oregon. So
Southern Oregon.
Yeah. So we're gonna take the drive up there and catch the game next weekend.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So Monty Wilson, who played for us back in 2010 in the last section title team, he was a running back. He played for Southern Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember that team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they've lost their top running back. I do believe he's out. So that's a big blow for Oregon. But it should be a good game. We're excited. Our family, we're all going to go up there. There's a couple other, people, the Malameds and stuff. People know them from, basketball and stuff.
Sure.
And we're all going to take the drive up there to go check his game out. So, yeah.
Well, that'll be a lot of fun. Tell him I said hello. Tell him Coach Val says what's happening.
Yeah.
So looks like we're just they've got 10 minutes on the clock here. Frank, I got to tell you what, folks, this place is packed.
I noticed that down there on the sideline after our game. I kind of, you're in the middle of the game and you're coaching, you kind of turn everything else off. You coached longer than I've been around pretty much. And so you get kind of that tunnel vision down there. You're focused on what you got going on. And then when you got a low or the game's over and you turn around, you look up and you got a packed house. That's good to see. I grew up playing here, graduated and, I date myself a little bit, but graduated in 94 and, we had some really good teams back then, and this place was always packed, and it's a good environment when it's packed. So yeah, it's good to see everybody out.
Yeah, earlier when I talked to Coach Mosley, he talked about exactly this kind of thing. Senior night, CJR with the Calaveras Junior Red Hawk programs here. So all those extra parents, all those extra kids, and then the impact and the importance of this is pretty much the Motherlode League Championship on the line here, up for grabs. 5-0 versus 5-0, the top two teams in the league going at it. The biggest Motherlode League game of the year since a few weeks back when they went up to Somerville to have to play Somerville, and they were victorious in that game, 21-7. So big, huge Motherlode League Championship potential here. Playoff picture potential. This game could mean a lot about where you get seated in the playoffs. So much riding on this game, and clearly the Calaveras faithful understands that because they're out here tonight. They want to be a witness to see what happens, and so we should all be in for a huge, huge treat. Hopefully for the Calaveras faithful, we don't end up seeing something like they did last year. And I told Coach most of last year's game I felt was like, if you ever watch, I'm old school. I know you young guys are all into MMA, but I was old school into boxing, right? And to me,
did they still have that? Is that still a thing?
That's still a thing.
Oh, okay.
But for all us old guys, we still watch that. But in a boxing match, when it's a big fight and the two fighters come out, and in that first round, one guy just rocks the other guy, right?
Yeah.
Shakes him up, and, knees buckled. Didn't quite knock him out, but for the rest of the fight, that fighter doesn't quite seem the same, right? He's just like, oh, and he's just trying to gather his wits and figure out what's going on. And I felt like in that game last year, Linden came out, big long touchdown to Busalachi, and everybody that was a big knockout punch. And Calaveras didn't quite recover. They spent the rest of the game with buckled knees trying to figure out what happened to them. And so hopefully tonight that doesn't happen, right? They got to stay away from the big plays, and if defensively they can keep them, close, and then with the power running game that Calaveras is capable of, this could be a very physical, hard-fought football game.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to come into this game if you're Calaveras, and you're thinking, they're good, right? So they're gonna, possibly have one of those shots that you just talked about. But it's how you respond to that shot. Like how can you, are you gonna hang your head and let it dwell on you the rest of the game, or are you gonna forget about it? Because that's the great thing about football. You can have, they can, beat you over the top for 80 yards, but 20 seconds later you're lining back up. So It's one of those things. So I think we'll be fine.
The crowd responding as the Calaveras varsity Red Hawk football team comes running out of the tunnel. They look fired up. The crowd is fired up. And looks like the white hat is going to be calling for captains here momentarily. There you see a lot of the young junior Red Hawk guys in their jerseys out on the sidelines supporting the high school varsity team. And as soon as we get numbers on these captains here, we'll fill you in on them. Looks like I know I see one over there for Linden, which is DeAndre Smith. We mentioned plenty about him in this broadcast. And it looks like they're calling the Calaveras captains here.
Yeah, it looks like we have number 2, Andrew Juarez, out there, too, as one of the captains.
The 1-2 punch for Linden is captains. They got all these junior Red Hawk guys lined up on the sideline behind the team, and man, there is a lot of them.
Yeah, it's good to see them out here. Calaveras is really good at having that that relationship with the junior program, and so a lot of these kids get to come out here for this night and be a part of some of the stuff that's going down on the sideline and being next to some of the players out there and stuff. So. Yeah, they enjoy it. The kids, they actually look forward to it and stuff, so it's good for them.
So captains for Calaveras looks like is number 52, Michael Crandall. Number 55, that's Buddy Kavanaugh. Number 7, Enrique Hernandez. And number 33, Cody Paulson. They are at the 50-yard line, and they are about to go take care of the coin toss as we are coming up on kickoff here at Frank Meyer Field. And this much-anticipated football game between the two top teams in the Motherlode League, both 6-2 overall, 5-0 in league. Speaking of records, Les, that junior Red Hawk program, the junior novice team coached by Greg Mills, they started off the year with a loss. They've won out ever since then, so they've turned their season around. The novice team, coached by Sam Arledge, is undefeated.
Yeah. They had a really good game against Houston last weekend.
They did, 26-24. It was quite the football game. And then the JV team also struggled in the beginning of the year, has turned it around. They may have a chance to get into the playoffs towards the end here. So that junior Red Hawk program having some success as well.
Yeah. Another thing for Calaveras out here tonight, how big is it to have Buddy back?
Yes. He had his arm in a sling the past couple of weeks. And so he's the starting center. And he's kind of an emotional leader out there as well. So yeah. it's huge to have 55 back out on the field tonight. I don't think no matter what was happening, you were going to keep him out of this game. This game was just, there's no way.
Yeah. For sure. I think he would have just said, cut it off, cut the arm off, Doc. But yeah, no, I'm excited that he's back. I was kind of nervous. I wasn't here in town when he got hurt. So, when I came back, I seen him in that big brace, and I kind of, got a lump in my throat, and I was like, oh no, but good thing it wasn't as serious as what it looked like. So
it looks like Calaveras has won the toss and is elected to defer to the second half. So they're going to put that number one offense of Linden on the field right away. And Calaveras says, we're going to show you our number one defense right away. It's always interesting to me. It's almost 90+% of the time teams defer. They want the ball in the second half. And I get that. But I almost feel like if Linden would have won the toss, I would have thought, give us the ball, right? You want to start off where your strength is, and for them, it's offense. So it's interesting that 90+% of the time, I guess most teams just have more faith in their defenses.
Yeah, well, earlier on our game, Linden won the toss, and they wanted the ball right out of the gate. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, your strength against our strength, so.
So it looks like they're lining up, getting ready for the national anthem. We're going to step away and hear a word from our sponsors, and when we get back, we will have kickoff. Has over 1,000 natural stone selections, fabrication services, and delivery available. Stop on by 2173 Highway 12 in Valley Springs, or go to mrmstone.com. Give us a ring at 209-763-5761. MRM Stone, your masonry and landscape stone supplier. Attention football fans and backyard dreamers. Game day is better when your home turf is just as impressive as the one on the field. The Paver Company is here to turn your yard into the ultimate outdoor paradise. Perfect for barbecues, watch parties, and relaxing evenings. Locally owned and family operated by the Biondi family, we bring championship-level craftsmanship and a personal touch to every project. Make your yard the one everyone talks about. Visit thepavercompany.com or call 916-222-8844 to schedule your consultation. Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality with the Paver Company. Treats General Store in San Andreas, California is a proud sponsor of Calaveras football and the Let's Talk Football with Coach Val podcast. Treats General Store has everything you need from groceries, meat, liquors, and hardware. Treats General Store since 1852. All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra and Les Orlandi coming to you live from Frank Meyer Field, Calaveras High School. We're getting ready for kickoff here as the visiting Linden Lions take on the home Calaveras Redhawks for what will be the team that is victorious. Will have the driver's seat for the Motherlode League Championship.
Yeah, it's a big game when you got butterflies sitting up here. I sure have them.
I told Coach Mosa I was so fired up they had to call the fire department. So Calaveras had won the toss, deferred, so they're going to kick off and put that very stingy defense out on the field first. Number 1, Caden Gray, is preparing to kick. Calaveras is in their all maroon uniforms, maroon jerseys, maroon pants, maroon helmets. They're going to be kicking from our right to left. The visiting Linden Lions are in their white jerseys, kind of a gray pewter pants with their blue and gold helmets. So white and gray against all maroon. And here's the kick. It's a little low squibbler right up the middle. It's picked up by Linden. I believe that's number 2 or no 3. It's number 3. And he's going to get tackled by number 22, Ryan Clifton. There is a flag on the field. Let's see what the penalty marker is about.
Yeah, Ryan Clifton, he played that perfectly. Just kind of scraped down and strung the returner out and got the tackle along the sideline.
So we have a block in the back by Linden on the return. They had spotted it close to the 30s, but they're going to move it back 10 yards for the illegal block on that return. So Linden will start out deep back in their own end. I believe they'll spot it at the 19-yard line. So 1st and 10, Linden on their own 19-yard line. Ball's at the right hash. They'll be moving from our left to right to start off this football game.
Yeah, let's see what they come out and do. Let's see if they're going to start off trying to run the ball or if they're going to come out and just go straight to the air attack.
Their quarterback, number 6, in shotgun with that pistol running back behind them. takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He throws out to number 1, DeAndre Smith, out in the slot. Makes a man miss. Makes another one. Breaks one tackle, but he's going to gain maybe 4, maybe 5 yards on the play. That quick little hitch pass to number 1, DeAndre Smith.
Yeah, that's just, get the ball out quick out in the open field in one of your, your best offensive weapons, hands, and see what he can do. But Calaveras, again, like we talked about earlier, they're, swarming to the ball. There's 4 or 5 hats on that tackle. So good job by Calaveras.
Yeah, they'll spot it at the 24-yard line of Linden. It'll be 2nd and 5. A lot of shifting going around in the backfield there. Number 6, the quarterback, Bell, and shotgun with the pistol back behind him, puts a man in motion. That's DeAndre. Hands off to that back. That's number 2, and he's going to get brought down right away.
Yeah, I think he might have even lost a yard on that. That was a good play up front for Calaveras.
Number 7, Enrique Hernandez, covering that right side. Like I think you called it right. He just got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. So 3rd and 5 coming up. They handed it off to Andrew Juarez, number 2, and he ran into number 7. And Enrique said, "Not this way, sir." 3rd and 5 from the Linden 24. There's the snap. There's the handoff to the pistol back. And once,
no.
Colton Ray had him in the backfield, spun him. He got out of the tackle, and number 2 is going to break it all the way back across the 45-yard line of Linden. Number 5, Colton Ray, had him in the backfield. And number 2, Andre Juarez, spun, stood on his feet, and makes it into a big run, 1st and 10, Linden.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Colton Ray, made an awesome play to get back there and to contact, and he wrapped him up instead of bringing him to the ground. He just kind of tried to throw him down, and you're not going to do that with Juarez. He's too good of an athlete. He just put his hand down in the ground and spun out of that and ran for 20 yards. So,
it's a good point. You can't just grab guys and throw them. You've got to finish tackles. So 1st and 10, ball's at the Linden 48-yard line. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. He's got Juarez, the back behind him, at pistol back. Bell's going to call his own number. Cuts out to the right side and is going to get pushed out of bounds. He maybe got a yard, maybe 2. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, good job by Ellis coming up from his DB's position and, forcing him out on the sideline, limiting his gain.
They'll actually
spotted
it back. He was out of bounds at the 48. Yeah, so no gain. So 2nd and 10. Nice job by the Calaveras defense there. 2nd and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Again, their quarterback, number 6, Skylar Bell, has been lining up in shotgun, usually with number 2 as that pistol back behind him, and number 1 is that slot receiver off to his left or right. Number 1 lines up to his right, Bell in shotgun. Number 2, Juarez, and pistol behind him. He's got another receiver to his far left. And we have some movement up front. Let's wait for the official call here. And it's going to be false start on Linden, so that's going to move them back 5 yards. They'll spot the ball at the 43-yard line of Linden, and it'll be 2nd and 15.
Yeah, both these teams are obviously going to want to limit their penalties and the self-inflicted wounds because, sometimes, that's going to be the difference in the game potentially. So let's see what Calaveras can do. Got these guys back for 5 more yards and see if they can get in there.
Number 10, Quincy Dyson, the sophomore playing free safety, moves over to the top of number 1. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. He's going to pitch it off to number 2, off to his left side. And there's a flag on the play. Number 2's got a nice run around the left side, but that flag is usually in the area of holding. Let's wait for the official call. And, yeah, it's going to be holding on the offense. That's going to move him back 10 yards and negate the big run. There's a reason why he had so much space over there. Someone was getting held.
Yeah, usually that's the case. These guys, you want to think sometimes they're doing their job, correctly, and, that's why it's open. But majority of the time, there's a penalty in there somewhere. Sometimes it gets called and sometimes it doesn't.
So 2nd and 25 from the Linden 38-yard line.
So now if you're Calaveras, safeties and stuff and DBs, you're expecting something deep, right? You got to keep that in the back of your mind, because Linden's going to take a shot here.
And it looks like the corners have backed off. Now we got 2 safeties, 13 and 10, but both back out there. Number 6, the quarterback, Bell, and shotgun, takes a snap. He's looking to throw, rolls out to his left, And he's going to finally get caught up, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield. Number 7, Enrique Hernandez, was not going to give him any more time to decide if he wanted to throw it or not. He took him down.
And Enrique played that perfectly. He was kind of out there in no man's land. Quarterback has an option to, throw it or run it. And I think maybe he just kind of maybe guessed right there and was able to get to the quarterback and get him down. That was a good play by Enrique.
So 3rd and long from the 29-yard line. It looks like at least 25 yards, 3rd and 25 or so. Bell, the quarterback, and shotgun slot receivers to his right. He's going to hand off to number 2 right up the middle. He's got a hole, cuts out to his left, cuts to the outside. He's got open room, the 40, the 30, the 20. No one's going to get him, and it's going to be a touchdown. Linden, I don't see any flags on the field. And what a heartbreaker on 3rd and long. Number 2, Andrew Juarez, takes it to the house.
Yeah, they blocked it well up front, and looked like Calaveras was slanting down on that, and it just worked out for Linden. Talking about what we talked about earlier, though, let's see how, we respond to that. It's going to be, we're going to be out here trading blows, so let's see what Calaveras does.
I mean, that was, 65 yards?
Untouched.
So the kick after attempt is coming.
Nice.
And it's blocked.
That's huge. That's huge. And, now you got something to hang your hat on with that. And surprising, like I haven't seen Linden play this year, but, Andrew Juarez, I mean, that kid, he's fast. I mean, he got up 10 yards upfield and made one cut to the sideline, and he was gone. I mean, he was faster than what I was expecting. So Calaveras is going to have to, they saw it, so they'll adjust, and hopefully they can slow him down.
All right, so with 8:32 remaining in the first quarter, Linden has the lead, 6-0. We'll be right back.
Ready to feel the freedom of the open road? Learn to ride at Harley-Davidson of Sacramento. Our riding academy is now open 7 days a week. Whether you're brand new to riding, getting back on the bike after some time away, or just want to sharpen your skills, we've got a course for you. You'll learn everything from mastering the controls to riding the curves with confidence. It's also the perfect gift for a new rider in your life. Sign up today and let us get you rolling. We'll even help you register for an upcoming class when we return to the line. Harley-Davidson of Sacramento, where your journey begins.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra, Les Orlandi, coming to you live from Calaveras High School, where the Linden Lions number 2, Juarez, took it 65 yards to the house for a touchdown. The extra point was blocked. They have the lead 6-0 with 8:32 here in the opening quarter. They're preparing to kick from our left to right. And back deep to receive for Calaveras. That looks like that's Ryan Clifton. And it's going to bounce out of bounds. Flags come out. I'm sure Coach Mosa will elect to take it at the 35-yard line. Let's see. I mean, defensively, the Calaveras defense they played well and were disciplined and had great defensive plays. And it's just that one big play is all it takes to just turn it around.
Yeah, and and that's what we were talking about with Linden earlier. They have the players that can do that. You can stop them, have them 3rd and 25, and they can bust a play off like that.
Yeah.
So, you have to really be on point on every snap of the ball on defense. So.
And you think 3rd and 25, watch the pass, and what do? They run it for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So Colin Curran, the quarterback for Calaveras, is under center. He's got 2 running backs behind him in I formation. He's going to pitch it off to number 7. That's Enrique Hernandez off to his right side. Makes a man miss, cuts back out to the outside, carries another would-be tackler, and he'll be close to a first down. Might have gained 10 or 11 on the play. Let's see where they spot it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give it to him.
Yep, so gain of 10, a first down run for 10 yards. Number 7, Enrique Hernandez, off to that right side. He made that first tackler miss and said, not today, young man, and cut it back up the field. Nice little gain of 10.
Yeah. That's what Calaveras is going to want to do, obviously. They're going to want to run the ball and, take some time off the clock. So
Curran under center again. He's going to pitch it the other way to Hernandez, this time to the left side. Nice little block by Cody Paulson. And he'll pick up maybe 3, maybe 4 yards off the left side. So Enrique right, Enrique left for the first 2 plays. They'll spot it at the Calaveras 49-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, the exact same play, just the opposite side of the field. So, Coach Mosa, he'll be happy with 3-4 yards of carry. So
that, and I would imagine if he can go on a long drive and keep that explosive offense off the field, that'll make him happy as well.
Oh.
And we've got some flags in there. Curran had problems with the snap. I'm not sure if the center had the right snap count, so it's on Calaveras. False start. Curran tried taking the ball and going back with it, and the center didn't quite deliver it yet.
I don't even think the center snapped it. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just one of those things, not on the same page, but they'll clean it up.
They'll spot it at the Calaveras 44-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd and 11. Calaveras in their all-maroon uniforms moving from our right to left. Curran under center, single back Paulson behind him, puts Enrique in motion, hands it to Enrique. Oh, no, fake. Oh, nice little spin move. Number 33, Cody Paulson. They faked it to Enrique, who went in motion, and then turned around and went counter trade the other way to 33 Paulson. He picks up a gain of about 7 yards. 3rd down and short coming up.
Yeah, that was a great play call there, and another good run for Paulson.
So they'll spot the ball at the Linden 49-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 4, Calaveras. When you see 7 go in motion, most of the time he's going to get that little sweep play, and they faked it, gave it to Paulson on the counter trey. Here comes Curran under center. Split backs behind him, hands off to number 7. That's Enrique. He calls off right tackle, and he's going to be very close. It looks like he might be a yard shy. Just depends on the spot. They spot it right at the sticks.
Oh, no, they gave him first down.
And it's enough for a first down.
That looks short to me.
Well,
I'll take it.
One guy had him short, and one guy had it, and the other guy said, "No, you follow me." So first and 10, Calaveras at the Linden 45-yard line. Curran gets the offense to the line of scrimmage. He's under center. Split backs behind him. Puts Ryan Clifton in motion. Hands it off to 33. And that's Cody Paulson, who they always go right at his ankles when they try to tackle him because it's hard to tackle him anywhere up in the upper torso area.
Yeah, pretty much from the ankle up.
It's a gain of about 4. They'll spot it at the Linden 41-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Calaveras has to be pretty happy with the way their running game's going right now. Being able to move the ball, got a couple of good long runs, and now they're kind of chunking it down the field.
Curran under center, puts Enrique in motion, hands off to Enrique, and it's a fumble. They tried the reverse. Enrique was going to run it and hand it off to Ryan Clifton on the reverse. There was a problem with the exchange, and Linden recovers, and they're going to bring their offense, and they'll be in business from their own 48-yard line going the other way.
One of those things, if it works, you look great. If it doesn't, then, you're kind of asking why. Your running game's going, well, and your guys are blocking up front well, and, sometimes why get fancy?
Yeah, so 5:34 in the first quarter. Linden has the lead 6-0, and they now have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 48-yard line, moving from our left to right. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. He's going to he's going to fake the handoff. Look at the throw. He gets hit as he throws. There's a flag in the defensive backfield. But number 6, Skylar Bell, the quarterback, was absolutely rocked by number 60, Wyatt Arias, as soon as he threw the ball. But let's check on this penalty marker, and he's going to go pass interference on the defensive backfield against Calaveras.
You know what, and at the end of the day, Ellis, he was kind of beat there. So that's really not a bad play. It's not the NFL. It's not a spot foul. It's only 5 yards, right? And so, it's one of those things where, live for another down.
So they'll spot the ball at the Calaveras 37-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 Linden. 5:28 in the opening quarter. They have the lead 6-0. Skylar Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Juarez, the pistol back, number 2, right behind him. going to put 23 in motion. He's going to give it to number 23. And number 23 is going to get stopped in the backfield. Number 5, Colton Ray, said, not over here and not today.
And that all started with number 44, Patrick. Yeah, he made the initial contact and forced the running back to bounce that out and allowed for the cleanup.
A loss of 6 yards on the great defensive play, putting the stop on number 23, Leo Agbulos, the Linden running back. So 2nd and 16 from the Calaveras 44-yard line. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Juarez, the pistol back behind him. He's trying the hard count. Calaveras is not fooled. They're not trying to jump. Coming down on 4:24. Now there's a flag.
Delay a game.
Let's see what the call is. False start on the offense. At some point, you're trying to fool the defense, but at some point, you're going to fool one of your own guys.
Yeah, you're going to fool them, yeah.
So they'll move the ball back 5 yards. It was 2nd and 16. Make that 2nd and 21.
You just always got to be kind of on edge as, Calaveras' defense, knowing that they could just pop one at any time. This is kind of like almost the same situation last, series Linden had the balls.
So I don't think they moved it yet. The officials are still, they go false start on the offense. And we got a timeout, Linden. All right, so 4:20 in the first quarter. Linden has a lead, 6-0. When we come back, it'll be 2nd and long. We'll be right back.
MRM Stone has over 1,000 natural stone selections, fabrication services, and delivery available. Stop on by 2173 Highway 12 in Valley Springs or go to mrmstone.com. Give us a ring at 209-763-5761. MRM Stone, your masonry and landscape stone supplier.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra, Les Orlandi, coming to you live from Calaveras High School, where the Linden Lions have the lead 6-0 with 4:20 remaining in the opening quarter. They have the ball 2nd and long. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Juarez, the running back, in pistol right behind him. He's going to hand off to Juarez right up the middle. Cuts out to the right. Not much there, but a bunch of maroon jerseys. Might have got a yard. Not much there. Good defense by Calaveras.
Yeah, Colton Ray was the first one in there on the tackle, and then he had about 4 or 5 of his partners out there. They were out there. They swarmed up on them and finished them off, so that was a good play.
Looks like 3rd and 21. They'll spot the ball at the Calaveras 47.5-yard line. And they got to be careful here. This is where they got hurt on the last series, the 3rd and long. So 3rd and 21, Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Number 2, Juarez, the pistol back right behind him. He takes the snap. He's going to take off, and he's going to hand off to number 1 on the reverse, going the other way. He's got plenty of running room all the way down to the 30. And he's going to finally get brought down inside the 30-yard line. We'll see how close he got to the sticks. It's going to be close depending on the spot, whether or not he got a first down.
I think he's going to be about a yard short.
What a big run by number 1, DeAndre Smith. They faked it like he was going to run to his right, and then 1 was, here's a quick little snap here. 4th and short. They go running the line. They hand off right to the fullback.
No.
It's going to be close. Initially, it did not look like he had it, and it's all going to come down to where do they spot this ball. Linden rushed to the line of scrimmage, not waiting on anybody, snapped it, handed it to their fullback.
No, he's short.
And the line judge has spotted it. The white hat's taking a look. And he's going to say, we need to measure this thing.
It looks short to me from up here, but.
A lot of the times when you see it live, it looks like, oh, there's no way. But then by the time you get done with the scrum and by the time they get the ball out, you don't know where they're going to end up spotting it.
Yeah.
But an interesting call, the third and long, the reverse to number 1, DeAndre Smith, who's got incredible speed. He almost got the first down. They marked it short, and so then it was 4th and 1. And before you know it, Linden's offense was on the line of scrimmage ready to just snap the ball in a jumbo set. They handed it off the fullback, and now we're going to see whether or not he had enough. Here come the sticks. It still amazes me in 2025 with all the technology we have that we still measure with these old chains and sticks like this.
Yeah, you can't get rid of the chains and sticks. He's short. He's short.
And he's short. He's short.
That's huge for Calaveras. And just think, Linden both times, 3rd and plus 25, and they run the ball both times. And, we're sitting here talking about their prolific passing offense.
Right.
But then again, it's 1 and 2. It's Smith and it's Juarez. So,
yeah.
Those two guys.
So that's going to be a turnover on downs. Calaveras defense holds. It's going to be 1st and 10, Calaveras going the other way. They're going to spot the ball at the Calaveras 27-yard line, where it's 1st and 10, Calaveras. They're moving from our right to left. Cohen Curran, the quarterback, under center, split backs behind him. Puts a man in motion, and there's a stoppage of play here. And timeout, Linden. So we'll be right back right after this.
Backyard Dreamers. Game day is better when your home turf is just as impressive as the one on the field. The Paver Company is here to turn your yard into the ultimate outdoor paradise. Perfect for barbecues, watch parties, and relaxing evenings. Locally owned and family operated by the Biondi family, we bring championship-level craftsmanship and a personal touch to every project. Make your yard the one everyone talks about. Visit thepavercompany.com or call 916-222-8844 to schedule your consultation. Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality with the Paver Company.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Gil Valtierra and Les Orlandi coming to you from Calaveras High School, where the Calaveras defense came up big on the 4th and 1 stop, turnover on downs. They now have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line. Cohen Curran, the quarterback, has his offense at the line of scrimmage. He's going to go under center with Paulson and Enrique Hernandez in split backs behind him. He's got number 5, Colton Ray, as in a slot wing spot. He's going to put Ray in motion. Takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Paulson off that left side. Paulson breaks a tackle. Still on his feet to the 40. Still on his feet. Breaks another tackle up near the 48-yard line of Calaveras. A huge run by number 33, Cody Paulson, and some great blocking on that left side of the line.
Yeah, that was a great run. I really, truly don't think Linden matches up well to Paulson, so I think, he can have a huge night.
Well, what's tough is before you could get to Paulson, you got to deal with 7, who's lead blocking for him, and at 235 pounds, he's not some easy guy you're just going to get through.
Yeah.
Curran under center, split backs again. Again, puts Ray in motion. Hands off, it's the same play. That's Paulson again. He'll pick up about 4. They'll pick up about 4 yards on the play. They'll spot it at the, looks like the 48-yard line of Linden. It's going to be 2nd and 6 coming up. So Coach Bosa said, hey, I kind of like that. Maybe we see something we like. Run it again.
Yeah, run it until they stop it, right? So, it's one of those things. I think that's what we're going to, end up leaning on again tonight is our run game, keeping Linden's offense off the field.
2:18 in the opening quarter. Curran under center, split backs behind him. Puts Colton Ray in motion again. Hands off to 7 this time. And 7's got plenty of room. Gets all the way down and looks close to a first down. I believe he's going to have enough. He'll get to about the 41-yard line of Linden, and it's a first down, Calaveras.
And that's impressive, too, because they came up with both their linebackers and really loaded up on the line of scrimmage there. We were still able to break through and get a good run.
They ran away from the tight end with Enrique leading for Cody. Then they went to the tight end side with Cody leading for Enrique, and both of those plays seem to be running good. Curran under center again, split backs behind him. Again, Ray in motion. Again, this time Cody Paulson, he cuts back up the middle. More room, breaks a tackle. No, that's a spin move, still on his feet, all the way down to the 25-yard line. Another Calaveras first down.
Again, Calaveras is really beating up Linden up front right now. You know, they're taking it to him, and those big shots and trying to tackle, you know, Enrique and Paulson over and over again, that wears on you as a defense, especially when you're a smaller bodied, you know, DBs and linebackers. Linden's not very big out there. You know, they got some good size up front, but after that, they're kind of on the smaller end.
So 1st and 10, Calaveras at the Linden 27-yard line. They're leaning on their power running game. Curran under center. Again, puts Colton Ray in motion. Hands off to number 33, Cody Paulson. This time, breaks another tackle. It looked like they were going to get him for a loss, but he just refuses to go down and picks up 2, maybe 3 yards. And what should have been maybe a loss of a yard ends up being a gain of 3.
Yeah, he kind of got stopped, you know, was kind of, you know, headed towards the sideline and then got stood up and broke a couple of tackles. The thing I don't understand is if you're Linden, why are you helping Paulson up? Man, you want that guy to use up all of his energy. You know, that's be the last thing I would be doing if I was Linden.
So they give him 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the Linden 25-yard line. Coming down on 45 seconds in the opening quarter, and the clock continues to run. Number 6, Curran under center. Puts Colton Ray in motion. He's going to hand off to number 7. That's Enrique Hernandez, who gets tackled by a Linden defender, 71, who has no helmet on. He lost his helmet, and he made the tackle anyways.
Yeah, good play by 71. You know, what is that, never giving up on a play?
There's flags on the field, so let's see what the call is. But 71 from Linden lost his helmet, but he still pursued the ball carrier and made the play. Here comes the call from the official. And it's going to go against Linden.
What was that, targeting?
And I think both, I almost want to say like that's too many men on the field. I'm going to have to double check that one. That one's a pretty rare one. Both hands on his head. I'll have to double check that one.
Yeah, I
it's
don't know
rare you stump Coach Val, but I think he got me on this one.
Got both of us.
So they'll spot the ball at the Linden 12-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Calaveras. 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and the clock does move. Colin Curran gets the Calaveras offense on the line of scrimmage. This time he's got a split backs behind him. Puts Ray in motion. He's going to hand off to 33 again. He's just barreling through would-be tacklers. He's going to get all the way down. It looks like there's a 6-yard line. And that's probably going to be the last play of the first quarter. It is. But I'll tell you what, 33-7 in this offensive line of Calaveras is absolutely wearing down this Linden defense. That's the end of the first quarter with the score, Linden 6, Calaveras 0. They spot the ball at the 7-yard line of Linden. Calaveras knocking on the door. We'll be right back.
Treats General Store in San Andreas, California is a proud sponsor of Calaveras football and the Let's Talk Football with Coach Val podcast. Treats General Store has everything you need from groceries, meat, liquors, and hardware. Treats General Store since 1852.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra and Les Orlandi coming to you from Calaveras High School, where both the Linden Lions and Calaveras Redhawks, both 5-0 in the Motherlode League, going at it. We knew this was going to be a physical football game, and I'll tell you what, on this last drive, Calaveras 33-7, the power running and the blocking have absolutely just been manhandling the Linden defense up front. They've got the ball second down and about 5 yards at the Linden, I want to say that's about the 7-yard line to start off the second quarter. They switch sides, so Calaveras now move in from our left to right. Colin Curran, the quarterback, under center. Got his offense on the line of scrimmage. Looks like Paulson's a single back behind him. Puts a man in motion. That's Enrique. Gives it to him, who cuts back up the middle, stays on his feet. He gets towards the goal line.
Touchdown. Oh.
And they're going to mark it right about the 1. They tripped him up. If he would have stood on his feet, he would have barreled right into the end zone. Instead, they mark it right at the 1-yard line. Number 7, Enrique Hernandez. It looked like he was going to run sweep. He cut it back up the middle, got tripped up, and didn't quite get in there.
Yeah, he just came up a little bit short. It looked like from my vantage point he might have, got it, but probably a knee or something touched before he got that ball across.
So 1st and goal, Calaveras at the 1-yard line of Linden. Curran under center. Puts Enrique in motion. Hands it. This time it's to Paulson. No, they did give it to him. Nice little fake. And they did give it to 7. I thought they faked it and gave it to 33. But he's still not going to get in. Nice defense there by Linden. They're going to spot it, right at the half-yard line. So let's see what we got going here. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a little quarterback sneak or something here.
Yeah, Enrique had a seam, and he saw it, and he went to make that hard cut, and his feet kind of slipped out from under him, and he was able to fall forward for a little bit of yardage.
2nd and goal from the 1. Here comes Curran. Puts a man in motion. That's Ray. Touchdown, Calaveras. I believe that was number 5, Colton Ray, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He went in motion. Curran opened, gave it to him. He cut it right up the middle and barrels into the end zone for a touchdown. Calaveras with 10:53 here in the second quarter to tie the game 6-6. Here comes number 1, Caden Gray, for the kick after. Oh, bad snap. The bad snap, and he never even had an attempt, so the extra point is no good. So with 10:53 here in the second quarter, we are tied up at Frank Meyer Field, 6-6. We'll be right back.
MRM Stone has over 1,000 natural stone selections, fabrication services, and delivery available. Stop on by 2173 Highway 12 in Valley Springs or go to mrmstone.com. Give us a ring at 209-763-5761. MRM Stone, your masonry and landscape stone supplier.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra and Les Orlandi coming to you live from Calaveras High School, where the Calaveras Redhawks have just tied the football game on a 1-yard plunge from number 5, Colton Ray. The extra point, the snap was bad. They couldn't get it up, and so it's 6-6 with 10:53 in the second quarter, and Caden Gray preparing to kick for Calaveras from our left to right. That was a physical drive. It'll be interesting to see how many of those players that were on that defense are playing on offense.
Yeah, it's something to take a look at. I'm definitely interested in seeing how many of them are.
Another low squib kick right up the middle. I believe that's number 1, DeAndre Smith, who takes it out to the right, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds just beyond the 35-yard line. We'll see where they spot it, and that's where Linden will start off their next drive. They'll actually spot it. Looks like about the 39-yard line, so you got a little bit farther than I thought. So 1st and 10 Linden from their own 39-yard line. They'll be moving from our right to left with 10:46 here in the second quarter. Number 6, Skylar Bell, their quarterback. Linden looks confused. We got players from running around trying to get lined up. Bell settles him down. Takes a snap. He's looking to throw. Scrambles off. He's going to get knocked down.
And
no
a
flags.
Yeah, Linden was all out of sorts from the beginning on that. Number 50 for Linden. He's over there talking to coach right now. I'm pretty animated, so I don't know what's going on there with that.
Let's see what the call is. Yeah, holding on the offense. Calaveras will decline it. They'll take the sack. Number 44, Landon Patrick, got to number 6, Skylar Bell, the quarterback, and sacked them in the backfield. They'll spot it back at the Linden 28-yard line, where it's going to be second and long. Linden already back to the line of scrimmage. Bell in shotgun. Number 2, Juarez, the pistol back behind him. Sends one, DeAndre Smith, off to his right side in the slot receiver. Puts DeAndre in motion, takes a snap, gives it to DeAndre. He's going to try the left side, and he's going to have not much where to go. Nice defense by Calaveras to string it out, and he gained maybe a yard on the play, so that was a lot of running for 1 yard.
Yeah, Calaveras is doing a really good job of not letting him cut up field, so yeah, stringing him out, and then Ryan Clifton, number 22, he was able to get him out of bounds, so good play.
And we talked a little bit about that in pregame with your outside guys maintaining outside leverage, your inside guys pursuing from inside and out, and that was a perfect example of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here comes Linden again. Bell and shotgun, Juarez in that pistol right behind him. He sends out DeAndre Smith, the wide out to the right side. Takes a snap. He's going to pitch it off to number 2, who tries his right side. And he's going to get tackled, and he might lose a couple of yards on there. Great Calaveras defense. Number 2, Juarez, tried getting on that right side, and there was nowhere to go.
That was another great play by Clifton. He was out there lined up on, out there on the far right on Smith, and he, read the pitch and broke off that and came up and made that tackle for loss. That was a good play.
So 4th and 22 from their own 27-yard line, and Linden looks like they're in a punt formation. And they do, and it's a very short kick. And it's going to bounce out of the bounds maybe right around their Linden 40-yard line, maybe even sooner than that, 35. Went off the side of his foot, not a very good kick.
Yeah, so now, we got 9 minutes left in the second quarter here. If you're Calaveras, you're coming in with, with a short field, a little bit of a short field, but, you want to see how much time you can take off this clock and, and get another touchdown, then come back out to start the second half with the ball again.
Nice job by the Calaveras defense to stop number 1 on the sweep and to stop number 2 in the sweep. We talked about it in pregame, stop that 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And if they can get that done, good things will happen. They're going to spot the ball all the way back to the Linden 30-yard line, and that's where Calaveras is going to start their drive. 1st and 10, great field position. 9:44 here in the second quarter. Curran, the quarterback, under center, eye backs behind him. He's going to fake, look at the throw. Throws, he's got number 20, Castle, who makes it, completes it, gets inside the 25-yard line, and is going to finally get brought down about the 24-yard line.
That's just one of those plays, Calaveras telling Linden, hey, don't forget we can throw the ball. So, good job out there.
Gain of about 6 yards, and that's exactly what we're talking about, too, about the play action. Get those short little gainers to keep those linebackers, to give them respect so they're not creeping towards the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Here comes Curran again. Under center, he's got Peyton Long split out way left. Eye backs behind him. He's going to hand off this time to 7, Enrique Hernandez, who gets stopped in the backfield, but then just carries a couple of would-be tacklers for a couple of yards.
He's just short of a first down. That was a good run.
Yeah, they'll spot it right about the 21.
Calaveras is their running backs, Enrique and Paulson. They're doing a phenomenal job of yards after contact. They're getting hit and they're getting an extra 2 to 5 yards a carry. So great job.
Absolutely. So 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. 8:20 remaining in the second quarter. Curran under center puts Ryan Clifton in motion. Hands it up the middle, and I believe that was Enrique. And Enrique picks up 3 or 4 yards right up the gut, and that's going to be a Calaveras first down.
Yeah, and you're looking out there now to these Linden defensive players, and the linebackers. You just came up and made a tackle on Enrique, and he's sitting there holding his head, So that's a load to tackle. And Calaveras right now, they're playing their brand of ball, bully ball. So let's just keep it going.
They'll spot the ball at the Linden 16-yard line. 1st and 10, Calaveras. Number 6, Curran under center. He's got slot receivers to his left, I-backs behind him. He's going to take the snap. He's going to fake it to Enrique. He's looking to throw. He's going to take off running to his left, then throws at the last second. It's complete. I believe that was Corey Castle again, who was wide open. He's got enough for a first down. They'll spot it about the 2-yard line. Curran had to kind of sidearm that because he was kind of running, avoiding the pressure. If he was able to set his feet and connect that with Corey on his feet, it would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, it's one of those things, in that situation. I think he was thinking maybe run or not, and then he's seen that DB come off of Castle, and so it was just one of those quick little flicks out to him.
And
but Calaveras
looks like we might have a penalty. I think they're bringing that back. Holding on Calaveras, so that's going to negate the big pass play. So they'll move the ball back to the 26-yard line of Linden, and it'll be 1st and 20. Big penalty because it would have been 1st and goal from like the 2-yard line. Here comes Curran under center, I-backs behind him. Fakes to Enrique again. Rolls off to his left, trying to avoid the pressure. Turns, he throws down the field. Oh! He had Corey Castle and just overthrew him by maybe a yard.
You had Corey Castle and Ryan Clifton in the same spot of the field. So usually that means one of them ran the wrong route, and I think Castle just took a touchdown away from Clifton. But, yeah, he was open. It was there.
So 2nd and 20. Close play in the end zone. But a nice strong arm by Colin Curran being able to roll out to his left and still get the ball 27 yards down the field into the end zone.
Yeah. Showing off that arm strength for sure.
2nd and 20. Curran under center. Single back Paulson behind him. Puts a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to that motion man. I believe that's Ryan Clifton, 22. Cuts back up the middle. He'll get it across the 20-yard line, maybe to the 19. And it'll be 3rd down and long coming up still. And now we're getting to that point, Les, where we might be in no man's land here. I don't know how good Calaveras kickers is as far as field goals go.
Yeah.
So you might have to, at this point, know that you're probably going to have to go for it on 4th down in this situation. So you don't need it all at once here.
Yeah, well, and our kicker, Gray, he started off on JV with us this year, and he got pulled up to varsity. And I've seen him make it from this distance, but it's in practice, but it's a whole different ballgame when you're, game time situation.
So 3rd and 13, 6:37 remaining. Curran under center, puts Clifton in motion. Fakes to him. He's looking to throw. He's got pressure. Throws. Touchdown, Calaveras! Number 11, Peyton Long. They did throw a flag on the play, but I'm not sure if this is going to be some sort of celebration after the fact. Let's see what the call is. The White Hat is having a discussion with his officials. Colin Curran was rolling to his right, threw it into the end zone, got Peyton Long. We have an illegal man downfield, so that's going to negate the touchdown. And then we have an unsportsmanlike against Calaveras on top of the illegal man down the field. So a lineman down the field on that pass play, absolute penalties on this drive, has now taken 2 touchdowns back.
That's huge. I mean, it's unfortunate. Lucky for Calaveras. I mean, we're having, success moving the ball. But, yeah, you definitely don't want to be 3rd and 35 or whatever it is right now.
So it's 3rd and infinity from the Linden 39-yard line. And let's see what Coach Mosa has up his sleeve. I don't think there's a 3rd and infinity block on his play sheet.
No, I can guarantee you he doesn't have a 3rd and infinity block.
So here comes Curran. Slot receivers to his right on the boundary side of the field. Ball's on the right hash. He's in shotgun. Moves Paulson over to his right side. Taking the snap. He's looking to throw. He's got pressure. Throws. And he's got his man. That's Enrique Hernandez, number 7, who's still on his feet. Gets all the way inside the 10-yard line. Huge third down play. He'll be about 3 yards short, but he picked up 90% of the infinity.
Yeah, no, I guess he had a 90% infinity play. And again, Enrique makes a great catch. Cohen makes a great rollout throw, a throw on the move. And, and then after the catch, how many yards does he get after contact?
So huge fourth down play coming up. 4th and 3 from the Linden 9-yard line. 5:42 remaining in the second quarter and a tied up 6-6 ball game. Cohen Curran, Calaveras quarterback under center. Split backs, Paulson and Enrique behind him. Puts a man in motion. There's the snap. There's Paulson. He's not going to have enough. Nice defense on that left edge. They read the play. 33, Cody Paulson couldn't get there. It's going to be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Linden going the other way. And what a big swing of emotion. 2 touchdowns called back on the drive. The big play on 3rd down to get you your 4th and 3, to get you your shot, and then it gets held. And now we've got 1st and 10 Linden from their own 8-yard line, going back the other way with 5:21 remaining in the half.
Yeah, that's just a heartbreaker for them. They spent all that time getting down there, and then the mental errors at the end costing you.
Bell, the quarterback for Linden, in shotgun. Juarez and pistol right behind him. There's the snap. Hands off to Juarez right up the middle. And he's going to get tackled right away. Maybe a gain of a yard. Nice defense there by that Calaveras interior defensive line.
Yeah, good job up front by those guys. Smith, he's a pretty shifty running back and quick. So, when you're bigger guys like that, it's kind of hard to corral those little guys in like that are quick and shifty.
Yeah, anytime that number 2, Andrew Juarez, gets his hands on the ball, he's dangerous. And you got to put a stop to him right away, because if he gets into the open field, it could be lights out.
Yeah. We've already seen that from earlier. He's extremely fast.
2nd and 9. Linden moving from our right to left. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. He's got DeAndre Smith split out to his left side. Juarez, that running back, right behind him in pistol. Hands off to Juarez right off the middle. Cuts off to his left, and a nice tackle by Calaveras. I believe that was number 13. Owen Shahan, who made the stop off that right defensive end spot. Nice defensive play.
Yeah, great job by Owen. Just playing his position, right? Like we talked about earlier. Playing what you're responsible for. You can see the frustration in Linden right now. They're kind of fighting with each other out there in the huddle, and yelling at the sideline and stuff. So Calaveras is just stay the course. Limit the mental errors and self-inflicted wounds. So
coming down on 3:53 remaining. It's 3rd and 11 from their own 8-yard line. Skylar Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun for Linden. Takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He throws off to his right. It's complete. But that receiver's going to get tackled right away. Number 16, I believe that's or 19, excuse me, Devin Ellis. They call him Bam Bam, Devin Ellis.
Yeah.
And he bam-bammed on that receiver right away. No yards after the catch there. Great tackle, open field tackle. It's going to be 4th and about 7 from their own 11-yard line. And Linden will wisely line up in a punt formation, coming down on 3 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. There's the snap. There's the kick.
Another bad punt.
And again, it bounces maybe about the 35-yard line, so not a very good kick at all. They'll spot it maybe at the 36. So with 2:52 remaining in the second quarter, Calaveras once again is going to have great field position and another opportunity to maybe get down the field here before the half.
Yeah, and if you're Calaveras, I mean, you've had a lot of success throwing the ball, so that's an option right now too. So Linden's going to, I think they're pretty much in a guessing situation right now what we're going to be doing.
Well, the fact that they've had some success throwing the football just bodes well for that power running game as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not to mention it wears guys down physically, having to tackle 7 and 33 constantly.
Yeah.
So here comes Calaveras moving from our left to right. 1st and 10 from the Linden 35-yard line. Cohen Curran under center. I-backs behind him. He's going to snap it, give it off to Enrique, who cuts off right tackle, makes a man miss, comes back up the middle, gets inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. He's got enough for another Calaveras first down.
Those runs right there as a defense are demoralizing. You know, you're out there, you kind of expecting it, like, okay, they're going to run it, and you still can't stop it. It really plays with your head.
Yeah, running that B gap right off that right tackle, and the initial point of attack was a good hole. Then that hole got filled, and then number 7, Enrique Hernandez, lowers a shoulder and then just starts barreling over people.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line of Linden. Curran under center, I-backs behind him. Takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Enrique again, who breaks the tackle, cuts off to his left side, still on his feet. Touchdown, Calaveras!
That defensive end came up and hit Enrique about 4 yards in the backfield, and he just bounced off of him and then took it around the left side and scampered into the end zone. Another just great run by Calaveras.
Number 7, Enrique Hernandez, was hit right at the line of scrimmage, bounced off the hit, cut it out to his left side, and then used his speed all the way to the edge into the end zone to give Calaveras the lead.
Yeah, it kind of just high-stepped into the end zone. Great play. Let's see if we can get this PAT now.
Offense is going to keep out on the field. They're going to go for a 2-point conversion here. Curran under center, takes a snap, and it's going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. So the 2-point conversion is no good. So with 2:22 remaining in the second quarter, Calaveras has the lead, 12-6. We'll be right back.
Ready to feel the freedom of the open road? Learn to ride at Harley-Davidson of Sacramento. Our riding academy is now open 7 days a week. Whether you're brand new to riding, getting back on the bike after some time away, or just want to sharpen your skills, we've got a course for you. You'll learn everything from mastering the controls to riding the curves with confidence. It's also the perfect gift for a new rider in your life. Sign up today and let us get you rolling. We'll even help you register for an upcoming class when we return to the line. Harley-Davidson of Sacramento, where your journey begins.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Gil Valtierra and Les Orlandi filling in for Greg Stark today, who had to leave town on the worst possible weekend to leave town for.
Yeah, I'm glad he decided to leave this weekend, though. I've been waiting all year to get back up here and do this with you. I got an opportunity to do it a few times last year, and I was like, dang it, Greg, hey, go take a vacation or something,
right,
man. Get me back up here.
Well,
I enjoy it.
I appreciate you being up here and filling in for him. You do a fantastic job. So here's number 1, Caden Gray, the Calaveras kicker, preparing to kick from our left to right. Calaveras has just taken the lead, 12-6. 2:22 remaining in the second quarter. Again, little boot right up the middle. Ball's loose. Let's see who's got it. Caden Gray squid kicked it right up the middle.
It looks like we got it. Calaveras ball.
Calaveras football.
A little squibble kick right up the middle, bounced off the initial returning player and then bounced off of another player, and Calaveras was in there to slide in on top of the ball. So let's see what we can do with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the half.
They're going to spot the ball, it looks like right about the 37-yard line of Linden, where it's going to be 1st and 10, Calaveras at the Linden 37-yard line. And we have an official timeout on the field. I think we just have a player that took a knee and he's holding his left shoulder. And the coaches are attending to him. Not quite sure who that is because they're blocking his jersey number.
Oh, it's Patrick.
It's Patrick, number 44. They need him. So he's been playing a phenomenal game defensively thus far. He's on the knee, gets back up. Walks off under his own power. And maybe he got the wind knocked out of him. Maybe he got a little stinger. Hard to say, but he's able to just walk off under his own power. And that's just indicative less of what's going on down there in the trenches, because these guys are battling. Oh. These players understand the significance of this game, and you could see they're flying around hitting each other down there.
Oh yeah, they're putting they're sacrificing their bodies out there. A lot of people that, if they're not down there on the field and they're never played the game or whatnot, they don't understand the intensity and the violence of some of these impacts that these players take, from play to play. So hopefully Patrick will be all right. It looks like he'll be okay. So get back out there.
First and 10, Calaveras. They're at the Linden 37-yard line. 2:17 remaining here in the second quarter. And I believe Calaveras still has a couple of timeouts left. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to treat this. They could run, they could pass. They've showed both thus far. Cohen Kern, slot receivers to his right. He's under center. I-backs behind him. He's going to pitch it off to Enrique Hernandez, who's going to stop and throw the football. And, luckily it falls incomplete. They tried the little halfback option pass. They pitched it to 7, Enrique Hernandez, who looked like he was going to run sweep. He stopped, threw it, but his man wasn't open. And Peyton Long had to come back and become a defender, and luckily Linden did not intercept that ball. It was very close to being an interception.
Yeah, Long made an actual great play on that ball just to knock it down. The ball was underthrown, and, the defender was right there to make a play on the ball.
So after all that excitement, it ends up being incomplete. And it's 2nd and 10 with 2:10 remaining here in the second quarter. Curran under center, I-backs behind him. He's going to hand off to Enrique, who just runs over a would-be tackler. He'll take it down to the 31-yard line and pick up 5 or 6 yards. That linebacker saw him come through the hole, and man, what a job he had to do to be that first guy to have to take on 7. He did it, but he paid for it.
Oh, he paid for it all right. Yeah, it's one of those things like we were just talking about, like kind of sacrificing your body to take that big blow. So, yeah, they're definitely hitting out there.
So he picks up 6 yards on the play, 2nd and 4 from the Linden 31-yard line. And that power running game is taking a toll on this Linden defense here in the second half. Curran under center, I-backs behind him, slot receivers to his right. This time, number 7, Enrique gets it, but number 47 from Linden comes flying in, Jesus Zuniga, and he makes the play in the backfield and tackles Enrique in the backfield for a loss. What a defensive play.
Yeah, he came in off the left edge there and just was unblocked and scraped down and made a good play on the ball. Good thing for, looks like for Calaveras, Patrick, number 44, he's got his helmet back on and ready to come back in when Calaveras needs him. So
1:15 remaining in the second quarter. Calaveras has the lead. 12-6. The ball is spotted at the 33-yard line of Linden, and it's going to be 4th and about 7. And the White Hats coming over to talk to the Calaveras sideline here. Not sure if they want something changed on the clock or if they're asking for restaurant recommendations for after this game.
We're in San Andreas. Everything closes at 8.
And
it's kind of an interesting play call that Coach Mosa has right here, being, 4th and 7. What do you do? You want to throw the ball and potentially turn the ball back over and leave Linden with that high-powered offense, some time on the clock, or what do you do? You want to run it or take a penalty and run some time off the clock? I don't know. What would you do?
Well, I mean, with this type of offense that they have, I'd go down the field. The way Curran's been throwing the football, I'd go down the field.
Yeah.
Linden is a prolific offense. They can put points on the board. You got to keep your foot on the gas here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 4th and about 6. Curran under center, single back behind him. Puts a man in motion. And we got some movement up on the line. Looks like the offense had moved, but let's see with the official call. And it is. It's going to be a false start on Calaveras, so that's going to move them back 5 more yards. And now at this point, I'm wondering if you're not better off just punting the football from here. I get that no man's land down inside the 20-yard line, 25, where you can't quite kick it. But now you're getting to the point where you might be able to just pin them back if you kick it from here. The ball's at the 38-yard line of Linden, but the offense remains on the field. It's 4th and 11 at the Linden 38 with 1:17 remaining in the second quarter. And Calaveras has the lead 12-6. Curran, the quarterback, under center. Split backs behind him. Slot receivers to his right. Takes a snap. He's looking to throw. Avoids a would-be tackler. Throws down the field to his right. And it's going to fall incomplete. Almost had his man. There was actually 2 defenders there that had a play on the ball. They couldn't get to it. The Calaveras intended receiver tried getting to it, but it fell incomplete. So that's going to be a turnover on downs with 1:08 remaining in the second quarter. And now Linden will have the football at their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10 with 1:08 remaining.
Yeah, it was a good play. Ryan Clifton, number 22, he had an opportunity to make a play on the ball. It was a hard play to make.
Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Juarez, the pistol back behind him, puts Juarez in motion. He's going to throw to Juarez, which that's a lateral. And he's going to get back maybe to the line of scrimmage. A nice physical tackle there. I believe that was 10 that came flying over Quincy Dyson. The young sophomore came flying up and let him know, not up in here.
Yeah, Quincy made a good play on the ball right there. He's a sophomore and young, but he's physically just as big as all those guys out there, if not bigger. Really good athlete for Calaveras.
So barely back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 10 from the Linden 38-yard line. Bell in shotgun. Juarez in pistol right behind him. And we got a timeout. Calaveras on the field. 1 minute left in a 12-6 ball game. We'll be right back.
In San Andreas, California, is a proud sponsor of Calaveras football and the Let's Talk Football with Coach Val podcast. Treats General Store has everything you need from groceries, meat, liquors, and hardware. Treats General Store since 1852.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra, Les Orlandi, coming to you from Calaveras High School in one of the most anticipated Motherlode League games of the year. The incoming Linden Lions 5-0 in Motherlode League play. Calaveras 5-0 in Motherlode League play. And they've been going mano-y-mano here in the first half. And Calaveras has the lead 12-6 with 1 minute remaining. Linden has the football on their own 38-yard line, and it's 2nd and 10. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Juarez and pistol back behind him. He's got slot receivers over to his right. Actually, trip receivers with that wing back. Puts Juarez in motion. He's looking to throw the football. He throws off to his right. There's no, and it's going to be, is it intercepted? I don't think he was able to hang on. Let's see what they call. No. The young man, I'm not quite sure if that was Quincy Dyson, who may still be on the ground. No, it was 6'19", Devin Ellis. And he came up flying across the field, and Bell was trying to get number 1, DeAndre Smith, who had a step on him, but the safety came running over and almost intercepted the ball. He just laid out into the air trying to intercept that, landed wrong, was not able to bring the ball in, but he fell down. And I think he's frustrated just because he didn't get the interception, but he might have knocked the wind out of himself when he fell.
Yeah, it looks like he might have turned an ankle or maybe possibly cramping. I seen him kind of hobbling and grabbing at his ankle. So hopefully it's just a cramp. These guys get out here and they, a lot of them go both ways, so they tend to cramp up sometimes.
So 54 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Calaveras has the lead, 12-6. I believe that ball fell incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Linden. And I think he's saying, I'm okay.
Yeah, you always got mom running down from the stands to make sure that her boy's all right. So he's a baller. He'll be back out there. Just let's see if Linden tries to attack that replacement now.
All right, so 3rd and 10 as they help Ellis off the field. There's the snap. They're going to hand off, and this time number 2 is going to get stopped in the backfield. Number 60, Wyatt Arias, wasn't going to let him go this time.
Arias was back there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
It's going to be a loss of about 5 yards. It's going to be 4th and 15 back on the Linden 34-yard line. And with just 30 seconds left and the clock moving, I believe Linden's going to keep the offense out on the field here, but they're going to let this clock just run. And they do. 4th and 15. Offense is lined up on the line of scrimmage. Coming down on 10 seconds. Bell takes the snap, fakes the number 2. He's going to roll off to his left. He's going to throw deep, and it's going to be incomplete. There is a flag on the field, however. He was trying to get number 1, DeAndre Smith, rolling out to his left. It fell incomplete. The ball was thrown behind him. There's 1 second remaining on the clock, and there's an illegal man down the field on Linden. I'm sure it was a 4th down play. Coach will decline this penalty.
We've got 1 second. Let's take a shot. Come on, Coach.
So you get to decline the penalty. You don't want to give him the ball back. There you go. So you decline the penalty, and now it's 1st and 10. Calaveras going the other way with 1 second remaining. Oh, no, they spot the ball. There's still 1 second. They spot the ball at the Linden 34-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Calaveras. And what's Coach Mosley going to do here?
Call a timeout.
He's going to call a timeout and say, let's discuss this.
Yeah.
So 1 second. We'll be right back.
Experience the exhilaration of the open road with a Harley-Davidson test ride booking. We understand the unique thrill that only a Harley can deliver. We are dedicated to providing our fellow riding enthusiasts with an unparalleled test ride experience. Whether you are a seasoned rider or just starting out, our diverse range of iconic motorcycles is waiting for you to take them for a spin. Book your test ride today and feel the unmatched power, style, and legacy that is Harley-Davidson.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra, Les Orlandi, coming to you from Calaveras High School, where it is 12-6. Calaveras has the lead with just 1 second left before this first half ends. Calaveras has the ball. It's 1st and 10. They have it at the Linden 34-yard line. Calaveras took a timeout. Coach Mosa talked to that offense, and the question is, do they try to, make a big play and risk, the defense making one and going back the other way, or do they take a knee? What are they going to do?
They're going big play. They got the guys spread out. They brought in the sophomore Dyson. He's a speed hands guy, so I'd expect them taking a shot.
Here goes Kern in shotgun. Slot receivers. He's looking to throw. Cuts back up the middle, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield, and that'll end the first half. Number 12, Andres Rubio from Linden High School makes the play. And so the end of the second quarter is over. Calaveras has the lead, 12-6, and what's been an exciting first half. What a first half of football, back and forth, the turnovers, the penalties. And with Calaveras trying to score in those last couple of possessions. What we're going to do, Les, is a part of the Let's Talk Football with Coach Val podcast. We have a segment in there that's called From Around the League, and we go over last week's scores of everybody in the league, who they played, who they're playing tonight, what's going on. We break down all those games. It's about a 5.5 minute clip from that. We're going to share that with our listeners. And then when we come back, we're going to break down the first half and talk about what we might see in the second half. So have a listen to From Around the League, and we'll be right back.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Coach, this next segment we call From Around the League. where we take a look at what happened this past week in the Motherlode League and what's going on tonight. Obviously, Big Valley lost to Calaveras 28-0. Tonight, Big Valley is scheduled to be at Summerville, so it doesn't get much easier for Big Valley. Big Valley at Summerville, that's scheduled for a 7 p.m. kickoff. Bret Hart lost to River Islands 40-30, and Bret Hart will now be on the road at Riverbank for a 7 p.m. kickoff. So Bret Hart at Riverbank. Linden beats Riverbank 42-0. And then, of course, tonight, Linden will be at Calaveras. That's scheduled for a 7 p.m. kickoff. Millennium lost to Somerville by forfeit, and they're scheduled for River Islands to be at Millennium. But my understanding is Millennium is pretty much going to be forfeits for the rest of these games going into the rest of this regular season. Riverbank loses to Linden 42-0, as we mentioned earlier. Bret Hart at Riverbank. River Islands will be at Millennium. Well, they'll get a forfeit there. Somerville gets the W by forfeit over Millennium, and they'll play host to Big Valley. And then, of course, Calaveras beats Big Valley, and they'll be at home against Linden. Any comments around those Motherlode League games, Coach?
Yeah, I heard that Bret Hart River Islands game was a good game.
Yeah.
You know? Heard. I haven't seen it, obviously, but 40-30, that's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
A lot of points scored right there, man.
They got their money's worth.
Yes, they did. Yeah, and Millennium, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're gonna try to continue on and play the last few games. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Yeah, I mean,
really got a straight answer.
Yeah, I have a feeling if I'm going just off of history, when you look at 2 years ago, they did the same thing. They struggled at the very end of the season, ended up forfeiting out like the last 3 or 4 games. Then the following year, which was last year, they did not field a team. Then they came back this year, played the first half, 3 quarters of the season, and then now we're back to forfeiting the last few games. And then now, with that same pattern, they may not have a team next year, so we just don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. I guess only time will tell with that. As far as other games around the area, Amador beats Union Mine 51-18. My understanding is their quarterback is back. He was hurt, and 51 points on the board. Blankenheim is back clearly. He's a talented young quarterback. So Amador beats Union Mine 51-18. Tonight, Amador Buffaloes will be at home in Sutter Creek. El Dorado comes into town. That's scheduled for a 7:30 p.m. kickoff. So El Dorado at Amador, 7:30 p.m. Argonaut beats Galt 49-14. Argonaut hits the road. They'll be at Bradshaw Christian. That's scheduled for a 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Sonora beats Ripon 46-20, and Sonora will have a bye. They'll get a much-needed rest tonight, and then get ready for the last game of the season next week. Any comments around those games?
No, I mean, good for our neighbors. Amador and Argonaut both pulling out wins.
Yeah.
I think things are getting better. Guys are learning. Yeah, I would think players are getting better. Sonora beats Ripon. Ripon was one of few teams to beat Sonora last year, and so I think it's probably a good win for Sonora.
Yeah,
I imagine they got to feel pretty good about that.
Most definitely.
Sonora not this week. Obviously, by next week, Ripon Christian. That's gonna be a good game. Ripon Christian's running through people right now.
They're putting points up.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. So taking at the current Motherlode League standings. Calaveras 6-2, 5-0 in Motherlode League play. Linden 6-2, 5-0 in Mother League play. Those are your top 2 teams. Man, I can't wait for those 2 teams to play each other. Oh, wait a minute. They are playing each other tonight. So we're going to get into that. If you don't get there, man, when the next time I see you, Coach Val sees you, I'm gonna take off my white glove and slap you with it. Somerville 6-2. 4-1 overall. Big Valley 3-5, 3-2 in the Motherlode League. River Islands 2-6, 1-4 in league. Bret Hart 2-6, 1-4 in league. Riverbank 2-6, 1-4 in league. And of course, Millennium 0-8, 0-5 in league. Coach, any comments around those Motherlode League standings?
No, hopefully after tonight we're still at that number 1 spot.
Absolutely.
That's the plan,
I love it. All right, so hey, let's move on.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Gil Valtierra, Les Orlandi. We're coming to you live from Calaveras High School, where it is halftime, and the score is Calaveras 12, Linden 6. So far, the scoring summary: Linden opened up the scoring in the first quarter. With 8:32 remaining, number 2 Juarez at running back, who the Calaveras defense have been playing good defense, stifling him. But then he broke one loose off that left side for 65 yards. Extra point was no good. Linden had the lead 6-0. Calaveras responded in the second quarter with number 5, Colton Ray, getting down there in a 1-yard plunge. Extra point, the bad snap was no good. So it was a 6-6 ball game. And then in the second quarter, number 7, Enrique Hernandez, from about 10 yards out, was able to get in. Again, they went for a 2-point conversion. It was no good. And so the score was 12-6. And that's where we are right now. Calaveras 12, Linden 6. Les, thoughts on what you saw in the first half?
Overall, with just the execution of the plays for Calaveras, offensively, and then what they want to run defensively, they pretty much followed Coach Clark's game plan and in executing what they're calling out there. Obviously the big thing is just the mental errors, right? Penalties, like you said earlier, watching the game, they got 2 touchdowns called back, so just the mental errors. And Coach Clark and Coach Mosa and Coach Anderson and all the other coaches in there, they're talking to the guys about it right now, and making their adjustments and telling them, just clean it up and they'll be fine. Me personally, I don't think Linden matches up well against Calaveras. I think the only thing that Linden has is that big play capability, at any time. So that's what keeps these guys in the game. Calaveras, we're not going to chuck the ball down the field and, get that big hitter as much as Linden would per se. So I think this game, the way the first half was played, it falls in favor of Calaveras and our style of playing, like what we want to do. I didn't see Linden offensively or defensively take anything away from us or make us, where we'd have to really adjust or whatnot. I think Linden's going to have to do the majority of the adjusting in the second half.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised that Linden didn't come out. I thought for sure they were going to come out with 9 in the box and say, you're not going to run on us. And they didn't. They kind of came out in their base defense. And Calaveras was able to run that power running game on them. They were getting physical. They were having a hard time stopping 33, stopping 7. There's some big physical hits going down in between those trenches. Those guys are battling down there. They understand the importance of this football game, and it shows in just their effort. And when they're getting down there, when they're getting down into those trenches where most guys sometimes make business decisions saying, I don't know if I want to get in there. These guys are not only getting in there, they're hitting, and they're hitting hard. And so I was actually surprised at Calaveras' ability and Linden's inability to stop that power running game and force them to try to do something different. And I'm not sure if it would have mattered because Calaveras had some great success throwing the football as well.
Exactly. And maybe, they had a little bit more respect for our passing game than, maybe some of us sometimes, don't give our own selves, So one of those things, I honestly just think like our down guys, our guys on the line of scrimmage are beating those guys on their line of scrimmage, so on the other side of the ball. And basically, I mean, we've all been around football for years, and anybody who, follows football, we all know who the true heroes are out there on that field,
Yeah,
it's the guys with their hand in the ground.
That's right.
And so, our guys are just playing a little bit better right now. And I expect Linden to come out in the second half and make some adjustments, maybe I'm sure they got a few more tricks in the bag, that they're going to pull out. So, Calaveras just has to be, ready for that, and I'm sure they will be. But, yeah, I'm excited to see what it's going to unfold here in the second half.
What's going to be interesting to me, Calaveras' defense, 6 points against Linden. They've scored 204 points in their 5 Motherlode League games. They come into Calaveras to take on this Calaveras number 1 defense. They only have 6 in the first half.
Yeah.
And that's number 2, breaking that big, long run. As far as consistently, methodically moving down the field, putting together a nice drive, they haven't done it. Guy Dossie from the Calaveras Enterprise and the CalaverasEnterprise.com, he's down on the field keeping stats. Linden had 1 first down that entire first half. 1.
That's and that's crazy. It's crazy to think. But then again, like, Calaveras hangs their hat on their defense, right? And so, I'm a firm believer. Me personally, I was an offensive guy playing and stuff, but like, defense travels, and defense is what wins you games. I mean, you can have the flashy guys, but
this team has a great combination of a very strong, hard-hitting defense that's stingy, and a power running game that can go on very long drives, getting 3.5 yards a pop, and take up a whole quarter going on a long drive, and then hold you and come back and do it again. That combination, I mean, that's championship caliber football right there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the great what do they call that? The great nullifier, like defensive, like if you can take away their best players and kind of make them try to do some things that they don't normally have to do. Because I guarantee you, Linden coming into this game tonight, nobody stopped them. Like you said, 240-something points scored this year. Like, they've pretty much had their way. A lot of those games, I'm sure, I haven't really followed up on, Linden and watched a whole lot on them. But, like, I'm sure they were out front from the very beginning of the game and never had to really, buckle down and, try to dig in deep and put a drive together, against a good defense. So.
Right. Some stats coming in from, speaking of the devil, Guy Dossie from the Calaveras Enterprise. 80 rushing yards for number 7, Enrique Hernandez, in that first half. 55 yards for Cody Paulson. A total of 143 total rushing yards in that first half. Linden had 97 rushing yards. The majority of that was on that big, long run by number 2. And Calaveras has a total of 178 total yards. So thanks to Guy Dossie for those statistics. And then I had one other statistic that I wanted to share with any of you baseball fans out there. My buddy Brent Boitano up in Montana is listening in.
Good old Boitano.
And he's been texting me, and he says, World Series Game 1, update from Montana, the Toronto Blue Jays 11, the LA Dodgers 4, the final score. Game 1, Toronto 11-4 over the Dodgers.
Brent, he's going to be sad because I know he's a huge Dodgers fan.
So I'm surprised he even sent off that information. I figured he would bury that into page 6. So looks like time has run out on the clock here at Frank Meyer Field. Both teams have taken the field. The Calaveras High School marching band is still on the field, and they're saying, we're not done yet.
Yeah, hey.
And more power to them. They're out there finishing their performance. The crowd letting them know that they appreciate it. And what the crowd's going to appreciate even more is if Calaveras, who will start out this second half with the football, is able to go down and go on a nice, long, methodical drive and get another score on this Linden team, that would give this crowd a little bit of a sigh of relief of they don't have to worry about, being in within one score of a team that could strike from anywhere at any moment. You're still not comfortable, right? But being up a couple of scores, that's a little bit more breathing room.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more breathing room, but you're still not, comfortable, where you're, thinking you got it in the bag. These guys, they're going to come out and, they're going to make their adjustments. I just don't know. I just don't know if Linden really has the guys to really adjust to stopping what we're doing. I just really think that we're playing more physical. So, but you never know. I mean, they got a good coaching staff over there, and they're 5-0 in the league, so they obviously know what they're doing and can adjust well also on the fly. So
I think the key in this second half, Les, is going to be for Calaveras defensively. They've done a great job of doing all the work in between, as far as making the majority of the stops, making plays in the backfield, being a stingy, defense. But then that one big play gets you, right? And so the key to this second half is no big plays.
Absolutely.
At some point, you might even wonder if Coach Clark's going to maybe go into a nickel or dime and say, everything in front of us, we'll come up and tackle you, but we're not going to let anything get behind us,
Yeah.
And so it'd be interesting to see at what point where we start to see, instead of one safety back there, 2 or 3 safeties back there, and then just come up and make plays because they've been doing a great job tackling.
Well, and I think Coach Clark makes that adjustment maybe as long as, or further in the game, the more Linden gets desperate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the more desperate they are, then I think he's more inclined to make that decision. Right now, Calaveras is playing great. I say you stick with that, and see what kind of adjustments, Linden's making, to maybe, free up, Smith or Juarez, I mean, those guys are going to, I suspect a heavy dose of Smith and Juarez for this, second half.
Offensively for Calaveras, I mean, pretty much they've got the whole playbook at their disposal because they've been able to run the ball. They've been able to pass the ball. Curran's looked good in throwing the football. They've completed some nice passes to the tight end coming across the middle. Corey Castle's been made a couple of nice catches.
Yeah.
So they've shown they can throw the ball, and then they can pound the ball in between the tackles. Yeah. And so they can do whatever they want to do. It seems like we're going to find out on this next drive. Both teams have taken the field. Linden is going to start off kicking. They're going to kick from our left to right. Calaveras is going to be moving the football from our right to left as we get ready to start the second half of this much-anticipated Motherlode League matchup. Calaveras has the lead 12-6 as we get started here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and if you're Calaveras, you got to be, aware of maybe some trickery from Linden right here, trying to, flip the script real quick. So, they got to be ready for anything.
The good news is I see 44, Landon Patrick, lined up on this kickoff return team. So he's back out on the field. He had to walk off a little bit at the end of that second quarter, but it looks like he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, that's good for Calaveras, most definitely.
Number 2, Andrew Juarez, the running back, looks like he's setting up to kick. He does kick. He's going to kick it to number 22, Ryan Clifton, who takes it right up the middle. He's got some room, breaks a tackle, cuts back off to his left, and then is finally going to get brought down just past the 45-yard line of Calaveras. A nice run back by 22, Ryan Clifton.
Yeah, he just found a seam and made himself skinny and popped through there and got a good return. A great start off for Calaveras here in the second half. I thought he was going to be gone there. He had one more guy to beat, and he had to kind of make a move to make another defender miss and kind of slowed him up a little bit, and that other guy was able to close in on him and get him around the ankles.
So they'll spot the ball at the Calaveras 46-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Curran, the quarterback, under center. Cody Paulson, the single back behind him. Puts Enrique in motion. Fakes Enrique, gives the Paulson off right tackle, who carries 2, 3, 4 tacklers and gets it to the 50-yard line. Gain of about 5 yards, 2nd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, Cody with another great run. He dragged number 12, Rubio for Linden, the DN. He got dragged for about a good 3-4 yards on that carry. So, yeah, it's good, strong running by Paulson.
So 2nd down. They spot the ball right at the 50-yard line. Curran gets the Calaveras offense to the line of scrimmage. Split backs behind him. Takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Paulson again, off left tackle, who barrels through a would-be tackler. It's going to take 4 or 5 guys to finally bring him down. They'll spot the ball at the Linden 42, maybe 43-yard line, and it's a Calaveras first down.
Yep, and we were just talking about him. He got number 44, Patrick, up there lead blocking for him, and got him that extra, 3 or 4 yards. So good job by Patrick.
1st and 10, Calaveras. The ball's at the Linden 42-yard line. 10:52 on the clock and moving in the third quarter. Curran under center, takes the snap, gives the Paulson again off left tackle. Nice block, breaks a tackle, the 30, gets down close to the 24, 25-yard line. And another Calaveras first down, 33, Cody Paulson with a strong run.
Yeah, Paulson, he's obviously got the help up front with those big guys, making the holes for him and stuff. But there's a lot of that yardage that he's making, and a lot of that's on his own, man. He has guys on his back, and he's fighting and running hard.
They spot the ball at the Linden 27-yard line, where it's 1st and 10, Calaveras. Calaveras moving the football with their power running game. Curran under center, split backs behind him. Puts number 5, Colton Ray, in motion. Hands the 7. Enrique gets a block by 33. He'll pick up 3, maybe 4 yards. Number 7, Enrique Hernandez off the Cody Paulson block. And they're going to give him 3, so it'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, I bet Enrique.
Excuse me, 7.
Enrique, he probably wishing he had that run back because he had that wide right side of the field open. All he had to do is make one little cut. If he would have seen it a little bit sooner, he would have still been running. But
he gets so used to the contact, he just wants to keep taking on guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, he's following Paulson, so you can't go wrong with that.
Curran under center again. Paulson, the single back behind him, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to their 22, Ryan Clifton. He's got some room, makes a man miss, gets all the way down to the 15-yard line before he's finally brought down. It's going to be enough for another Calaveras first down.
So you go Paulson, Enrique, and then you come back with Ryan, the little speedster around the edge, and you've already been beat up trying to tackle those guys all the way down the field, and now you got to chase him around. So
power, and then quick. They spot the ball at the Linden 14-yard line. 1st and 10, Calaveras. 9:22 remaining in the third. Curran under center, takes a snap, and there's a flag on the play. They stop the play.
And that was wide open. Paulson would have been in the end zone.
False start on Calaveras. That's going to move the ball back 5 yards.
So again, right, you're rolling, you're moving the ball, first down, and, you get a potential good run, and then, just the mental mistakes, you gotta clean that stuff up.
So they'll spot the ball at the Linden 19-yard line. 1st and 15. 9:07 and the clock moving here in the third quarter. Calaveras has the lead 12-6. Cohen Curran gets the Calaveras offense to the line of scrimmage. He goes under center, split backs behind him. Puts Clifton in motion. He's going to pitch it off to number 7, Enrique, in the opposite side. Breaks a tackle down to 10. Touchdown, Calaveras! Number 7, Enrique Hernandez. What a play.
So I haven't seen that play ran by Calaveras, that little shovel pass. It's like that play that Somerville runs. It's like that little shovel pass.
I felt like we used to call that Green Bay, where you fake sweep and then pitch it the opposite direction of sweep.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I think Coach Mosa, he dug deep in the bag for that one because I haven't seen that.
They put Ryan Clifton in motion, faked it to him, and then pitched it to Enrique Hernandez the opposite way of motion. You could see Linden flying towards the motion sweep side, and then all of a sudden Enrique went to the opposite side, said thank you very much. They're going to go for 2. They put Clifton in motion. Curran hands off. No, he fakes it. Looking to throw. He throws. He's got a man wide open. Corey Castle. The 2-point conversion is good. So with 8:46 remaining in the third quarter, Calaveras extends the lead 20-6. And I'll tell you what, our buddy up in Montana, Brent Boitano, texted me and said, it's elk season. I got to get up early tomorrow morning. I need Calaveras to score here so he can go to sleep early. Brent, have yourself a nice evening, my friend.
Yeah, and I'll be seeing him soon out there. So if you get some elk or something, make sure you make me a nice elk dinner when I get out there.
There you go. All right, 8:46 in the third quarter. Calaveras has the lead 20-6. We'll be right back.
MRM Stone has over 1,000 natural stone selections, fabrication services, and delivery available. Stop on by 2173 Highway 12 in Valley Springs or go to mrmstone.com. Give us a ring at 209-763-5761. MRM Stone, your masonry and landscape stone supplier.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra and Les Orlandi coming to you from Calaveras High School. And Calaveras kicks it off. Little squibbler to the left side. That's going to be one DeAndre Smith who takes it. And number 60, Wyatt Arias, takes them down at the 24-yard line. He had nowhere to go. A fantastic tackle.
So he had nowhere to go because we're talking about all facets of the game, right? So everybody has to do their job and be responsible. So the kicker, he pins number 1 Smith down there in between the hash and the sideline. So you basically cut off 90% of the field, and that allows your kickoff team to close in on him. It's kind of corralling him. So a great job by Gray, putting the ball right where the coach wanted it.
Here comes Linden, 1st and 10 on their own 24-yard line. Two receivers, one split out to each side. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun with Juarez, number 2, the pistol back behind him. He takes a snap, and it looks like he wasn't – there's some confusion out there. Number 6 looked like he wasn't expecting the ball and just kind of took a knee.
False start.
It looks like he was not expecting that. Yeah, and they're going to call a penalty, I believe. Or no.
No, just lost a
No,
four.
just they're like, what are you doing?
So hey, well, we'll take it. Well, thing to keep an eye on is Ellis out there, number 16. Remember, he tweaked his ankle at the end of that first half, and he's kind of hobbling out there. I mean, he's out there, but let's see if Linden goes after that.
So 2nd and 14. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Takes a snap. He's looking to throw. Looks to his left. He throws deep to his left, and it's going to be incomplete. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, but like I just said, Linden they see Ellis out there limping, and where'd they go? They went right to him.
At him. But I'll tell you what, even with that little hitch in his giddy up, he was in good coverage.
Oh yeah. I guarantee you, he's not feeling it while he's in the play, but as soon as the ball's the play's over, he's feeling it.
But a good call there, Linden digs, and then here comes Ellis. They say, "Come on out of there.
Yeah.
We're not trying to." They saw you.
Yeah.
They saw you. So they pull Ellis out. They replace him with Peyton Long over there at the top of the other side of the field near Linden's side. It's 3rd down and 14. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Takes a snap. He's going to hand off to number 2. Number 2 cuts off to his right, breaks a tackle, makes a spin move, and then is finally going to get thrown out of bounds by number 33, Cody Paulson, about the 25-yard line. Not much there. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be about 4th and 9 coming up. Now, This is going to be an interesting call here. If you're Coach Ramos, how desperate are you at 8 minutes in the third quarter, down 2 scores? Because you're on your own 25-yard line. Do you go for it on 4th down?
You know what? I think he goes for it because they can't stop Calaveras. They haven't stopped them all night. So, you got to try to keep Calaveras' offense off the field.
So huge 4th down play. They do keep the offense on the field. 4th and 9 from their own 25. Bell and shotgun. And then there's a timeout. Calaveras says, are they really going to go for it? Timeout. Let's have a talk about this. So we'll be right back. We'll find out if Linden goes for it right after this.
Attention football fans and backyard dreamers. Game day is better when your home turf is just as impressive as the one on the field. The Paver Company is here to turn your yard into the ultimate outdoor paradise. Perfect for barbecues, watch parties, and relaxing evenings. Locally owned and family operated by the Biondi family, we bring championship-level craftsmanship and a personal touch to every project. Make your yard the one everyone talks about. Visit thepavercompany.com or call 916-222-8844 to schedule your consultation. Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality with the Paver Company.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra, Les Orlandi, coming to you live from Calaveras High School. 7:45 remaining in the third quarter. Calaveras has the lead, 20-6. Huge 4th down play. Linden, 4th and 9 on their own 25-yard line. And they've elected to keep their offense on the field in a very risky call. Huge 4th down play. Number 6, Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Throws off to his left, and it's going to be incomplete. Number 1, DeAndre Smith, went up with one hand to try to grab it, and he couldn't keep a hold on it, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Calaveras going the other way. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Smith, he had the angle. He ran that little slant, that 10-yard slant, and, he had the leverage. It was just a bad throw. I mean, it was high.
And I'm not so sure with just the one-handed effort. As you know as well as I do, Les, with the coaches, they're saying you go up with both hands and go get that thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nonetheless, Calaveras in great field position. And I'm not so sure if I'm Linden OC that I don't punt the football there. I don't like giving the ball up on your own 25 still in the third quarter. But they did. So Calaveras in business. Curran under center. I-backs behind him. Takes a snap. He's going to hand off to Enrique Hernandez off left tackle, who breaks a tackle. Gets a few more yards. He'll get it up to about the 22-yard line. Looks like he picks up 3, maybe 4. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Mosa, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm just going to, chew up some clock and chew up yardage on the field and hopefully end up in the end zone when I'm done. So
they give them 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 7 from the Linden 22-yard line. 7:11 remaining in the third quarter. Calaveras up 20-6. Curran under center, I-backs behind him. Takes a snap, gives it to Enrique. Enrique's a nice running room up the right side, still on his feet. Barrels all the way down inside the 10-yard line for a Calaveras first down.
Yeah, Linden just doesn't. I think they're just getting to the point now to where they're just exhausted. Their defense has been on the field for too long, taking too many big hits, and if Calaveras can, get the ball in the end zone here and continue to do what they're doing, I think that they're going to like the outcome.
So 1st and goal from the Linden 9-yard line. 6:52 remaining in the third quarter. Curran, the quarterback, under center. He's got Paulson, the single back, behind him. Puts a man in motion. That was 22, Ryan Clifton. He hands to him. He's going to get it up inside the 5-yard line, it looks like. And they'll spot it at the 5. There was some movement beyond that, but the ref says, no, bring it back. So they'll spot it right about the 5-yard line where it's going to be 2nd and goal. And looks like the referees are having some sort of discussion.
I don't know if my eyes were playing tricks on me, but it looked like that ball came out.
So maybe they're saying, was it a fumble? But I think what they're saying is he was down at the 5 prior to the fumble.
Yeah.
They spotted the ball down. Actually, they'll move it to the 6-yard line. So 2nd and goal from the Linden 6-yard line. 6:37 and the clock moving here in the third quarter. Curran, the quarterback, under center. Split backs behind him. Puts Clifton in motion. Fakes the Clifton. Hands off the Paulson. 33. Breaks a tackle. Smells the end zone.
Oh, they didn't give that to him.
The spin move, and they're going to mark it at the 1.
I think that's a bad spot.
And boy, I thought he was able to spin in there.
That's a bad spot.
Looks like there's a Linden player on the field, and this game is getting very physical with Linden trying to continue to tackle 33-7 over and over and over, and it's starting to take its toll. 6:10 remaining in the third quarter. We have a timeout on the field. We'll be right back.
Treats General Store in San Andreas, California is a proud sponsor of Calaveras football and the Let's Talk Football with Coach Val podcast. Treats General Store has everything you need from groceries, meat, liquors, and hardware. Treats General Store since 1852.
All right, welcome back to everybody. Gil Valtierra and Les Orlandi coming to you from Calaveras High School, where there's 6:10 remaining in the third quarter. Calaveras has the ball. They spot it right about the 1-yard line where it's 3rd and goal. They have the lead 20-6. Curran, the quarterback, goes under center. He's got split backs behind him. That's Enrique and Paulson. Puts Ryan Clifton in motion, takes the snap, fakes the Clifton, runs the Paulson around the backside. Touchdown, Calaveras! Number 33, Cody Paulson, off the counter tray. They faked it to the sweep, give the Paulson, and he barrels into the end zone from 1 yard out.
Yeah, there's just no stopping Calaveras' run game right now. They're having their way with Linden and looking good. You go for, looks like they're going to go for 2 here. I see Cohen, he's coming back out to the field. So let's see what they got dialed up here.
So they have the lead 26-6. Curran's going to have the offense out on the line of scrimmage. He'll go under center with split backs behind him. Puts a man in motion. Hands off to Paulson again, who just jumped over a would-be tackler. He went after his ankles and he hurdled him and ended up in the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. So with 5:53 remaining in the third quarter, Calaveras adds to their lead 28-6. We'll be right back.
MRM Stone has over 1,000 natural stone selections, fabrication services, and delivery available. Stop on by 2173 Highway 12 in Valley Springs or go to mrmstone.com. Give us a ring at 209-763-5761. MRM Stone, your masonry and landscape stone supplier.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra, Les Orlandi, coming to you from Calaveras High School, where Calaveras has extended their lead 28-6 with 5:53 remaining in the third quarter. And you have this feeling like Calaveras is dominating the football game, but with Linden's, explosive offense, you still got to go. This thing's not over yet. Quick little squibbler. Linden recovers it by number 5. They'll spot it about the 37-yard line, and that's where Linden will start this drive, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Calaveras, they'd rather just squibble it and give up some yards on the return than, putting the ball into Smith or Juarez's hands. That's a good, smart play.
Big kickoff return, and they've struggled actually on this kickoff team all season long.
I was just going to say that, yeah. Yeah, they've had some issues, so I would have done the same thing if I was coaching down there right now.
So 1st and 10, Linden. They have the ball on their own 38-yard line. They're moving from our left to right. 5:50 remaining in the third quarter. They're down 28-6. Number 6, Bell's in shotgun. He puts trips receivers to his left, one to his right, and number 2, the pistol back behind him, and then goes empty, sends him in motion. Calaveras defense then rotates, and then now there's a flag, and I think we're going to have some movement on the offense. Let's take a look at the official call. No, offsides on the defense. So that's going to move the ball up 5 yards. Linden did a lot of shifting offensively to end up being in an empty set. Calaveras' defense said, we don't like that. They shift it, and then one of the D linemen moved and ended up being offsides.
Yeah. Linden's going to definitely be pulling out their tricks right now because they need to do whatever they can do to try to get back in this game with only a little over 5 minutes left in the third.
So they'll spot the ball at the Linden 43-yard line where it's going to be 1st and 5. Number 6, Skylar Bell has the call from Coach Ramos. Gets his offense to the line of scrimmage. He's got double slot receivers to each side. He puts number 2, Juarez, to his right side. He's in shotgun, puts Juarez in motion or puts him back in pistol. Takes the snap, hands off to Juarez right up the middle, and he's got nowhere to go. Nothing but maroon jerseys there. And boy, Calaveras defense was not having that.
Yeah, that play looked like it was supposed to go off tackle, and Patrick came flying up and turned that play to the inside, and everybody else just cleaned it up. So
number 44, Landon Patrick, and number 20, Corey Castle, combined to make that tackle on number 2, and he barely got back to that line of scrimmage, so it's still 2nd and 5 from the 48-yard line of Linden. Once again, double slot formation. Juarez, the pistol back. There goes Bell. He's looking to throw. Throws off to his left side. It's going to be intercepted. I believe that's number 22, Ryan Clifton, who's got some room on the left side. The 10, the 5. Touchdown, Calaveras.
Ryan Clifton with a great play on the ball. The quarterback, he undercut that route and just picked it off and took it, 45, 50 yards up the field. A great play by Clifton.
Number 22, Ryan Clifton, read the eyes of number 6, Skylar Bell, the Linden quarterback, stepped in front of that pass, used his speed into the open field, he got to the 10. It looked like they were going to stop him, but he cut back inside, took on a would-be tackler, and carried him into the end zone for the pick 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Great play. He's just out there playing center field, and like you said, reading the quarterback's eyes, and just the eyes take you to the ball. So great play by Clifton.
Unbelievable play.
He's had a knack doing that his whole career here at Calaveras, though. He's like a pick machine.
So this time they bring out the kicker, Caden Gray, for the point after attempt. We got, oh, wait a minute. I'm on the extra point team. Let me go run out there. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 4:51 remaining in the third quarter, Calaveras on the huge pick six has the lead, 35-6. We'll be right back after this.
Attention football fans and backyard dreamers. Game day is better when your home turf is just as impressive as the one on the field. The Paver Company is here to turn your yard into the ultimate outdoor paradise. Perfect for barbecues, watch parties, and relaxing evenings. Locally owned and family operated by the Biondi family, we bring championship level craftsmanship and a personal touch to every project. Make your yard the one everyone talks about. Visit thepavercompany.com or call 916-222-8844 to schedule your consultation. Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality with the Paver Company.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra, Les Orlandi from Calaveras High School. And I'll tell you what, if you would have told me Calaveras would have the lead 35-6, I'd say you are joking. But that's exactly what it is. Another little squib kick. And it's going to finally get out of bounds. Linden took a risk there by not trying to retrieve it, because if that would have stood in bounds, that's a live football. But they'll end up letting that go out of bounds. They'll probably take it at their own 35, where it'll be 1st and 10, Linden.
Yeah, that last play for Clifton on that pick, that I think that has a little bit to do with Linden, to the point now where they're just kind of desperate and trying to, try whatever they can to get back into this game, and taking some risks that the score was a little bit close, so they might not have taken. So, but hats off to Calaveras. They put Linden in that position to where they have to start making those type of plays. So
yeah, I go back to the decision to go for it from your own 25-yard line when it's 4th and 9 and there's 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter, and you didn't get it. You give Calaveras a short field to score.
Yeah.
I just did not like that decision. I would have kicked the football and played defense.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, here we go. 1st and 10, Linden. Bell, the quarterback, is shotgun, hands off to number 2. He gets up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, and is finally going to get brought down right about the 45-yard line of Linden. Gain of about 6 or 7 yards. Nice little pickup there by number 2, Juarez.
Yeah, that was his second best run of the night, other than that long touchdown run that he had. So that was a good, hard run.
Again, another Linden player down on the field.
Yeah, it looks like it's number 66. Hunter Flores, senior for Linden.
So he's getting looked at. We're at 4:34 remaining in the third quarter. Calaveras has the lead, 35-6. We're going to step away while this young man gets looked at. We'll be right back.
General Store in San Andreas, California is a proud sponsor of Calaveras football and the Let's Talk Football with Coach Val podcast. Treats General Store has everything you need, from groceries, meat, liquors, and hardware. Treats General Store since 1852.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Luckily, that young man was able to get up on his own power and walk to the sidelines. So we have now 2nd and 3 for Linden from their own 45-yard line. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Juarez, the pistol back behind him. He's going to pitch it to Juarez off to his left side. Cuts back up the middle, gets a block, breaks a tackle, heads up to about the 50-yard line, where he'll finally get brought down, but he will have enough for a Linden first down.
Yeah, Juarez, he's running real hard right now, and he, you can see the impact he can make running the ball when he has a little bit of space, and he can utilize his speed and his agility to, make guys miss. So that was a good run. Looks like we have another Linden player down. I didn't get a number on that, but
yeah. So
is it Smith or is it Juarez?
Well,
Looks like Juarez is down.
Juarez has carried the ball. And
well, if you're Linden right now, you're definitely a little nervous about this.
Well, if that is number 2, yeah, I mean, that's your go-to guy. And Number 1, DeAndre, has pretty much been shut down by this Calaveras defense. And, it was number 2. He's slowly getting back up. Kind of see that they're helping him up now. And he's going to limp off the field a little bit here with a little bit of help from his teammates. Not sure what exactly was ailing him. Maybe an ankle or a leg or something, but he needed some help coming off the field. And
yeah, he wasn't putting much pressure down on that leg.
That's going to be impactful here for the Linden offense, number 2, because he's been their workhorse. So 1st and 10, Linden from the 50-yard line with 4:16 remaining in the third quarter. Calaveras has the lead, 35-6. Number 6, Skylar Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. He's got a replacement back in pistol behind him for number 2. We'll get a number on him as soon as we see it. Number 6, Bell tries the hard count. Calaveras doesn't go for it. Takes a snap. He's going to hand off. That's number 23, and he's going to get stopped in the backfield. Maybe a loss of a yard. Good defense by Calaveras.
Yeah, Calaveras has had, other than that one long run, for the touchdown, has had the answers to Linden's run game tonight.
So it looks like number 21, not 23, Isaac Ruvakalba replaced number 2 as that pistol back. He carried it, but he got tackled right away for a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 from the Linden 49-yard line. Bell and shotgun. Slot receivers to his right, takes the snap, and he fumbles the football. And he's going to get tackled in the backfield. Number 20, Corey Castle, is absolutely fired up.
Yeah, the running back for Linden actually knocked the ball out of his hand when he reared back to throw the ball. And kind of like one of those games in the Niners in Seattle game when Bosa got that.
Well, that's one of the downsides when you have a backup running back in there. Maybe he wasn't quite sure what the play call was, and he kind of botched the play. Yeah. Ball ended up on the ground, and then Castle took advantage and made the play in the backfield. Here's Bell again in shotgun, looking to throw. Throws off to his left, complete, and the little hitch pass. But Calaveras converges very quickly and is going to make the play. He'll gain about maybe 5 or 6 yards on it, but it's going to be 4th and long coming up. So they'll spot the ball at the Linden 47-yard line, where it's going to be 4th and 13 with 2:13 remaining in the third quarter. And Linden is going to line up in a punt formation. So they'll punt it from here, but they go for it on their own 25-yard line.
Yeah.
There's the kick. High kick up the middle. And the Calaveras receiver decides he will not attempt to return it. And they'll spot it right about the 24-yard line of Calaveras. And that's where Calaveras is going to take over. 1st and 10 with 1:54 remaining in the third quarter. And they have the lead 35-6. And this is about where we're probably going to see another healthy dose of 7 and 33.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Linden, I could probably pretty much guarantee that.
Now, of course, the moment I say that, watch Coach Mosa do a little play action here and get down the field. That's what Linden's JVs did to you guys, right?
Yeah.
They were up big and they were still throwing the football at the end of the game.
Yeah. We were subbing out and they weren't, but yeah.
So 1st and 10, ball at the Calaveras 24-yard line. Calaveras moving from our right to left. Curran, the quarterback, under center. Single back Paulson behind him. Puts a man in motion. And problem with the snap. Curran just jumps on it. And number 55 gives it back to the ref. They'll lose about a yard on that. It's going to be 2nd and 11. And I was wondering if they subbed out, but no, that was still Buddy Cavanaugh at center. And I'm wondering if, maybe that week off is like, oh, wait a minute, we got to get back in the rhythm here.
Yeah. Coach Mosi, I pretty much guarantee he'll keep most of his starters out there the whole game.
2nd and 11, ball at their own 23-yard line. Curran under center, puts a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to that motion man. That's Ryan Clifton around the left side, makes a man miss, and then is finally going to get brought down just beyond the 20, and he's frustrated. He thought he saw a hole, but it got closed there pretty fast. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, he definitely had a hole, but it got closed, like you said, right before he could get it. So he had to bounce it out, and that allows the defense to flow and cut that half of the field off, and was able to make the tackle on him for it looks like a loss.
Yeah, so it'll be a loss in the play. They'll spot the ball at the Calaveras 21-yard line. Third down and 13. Curran, the quarterback, under center. Single back behind him. That's Paulson. Puts Enrique in motion, takes the snap, and he goes with that counter trap underneath. And I believe Paulson just carrying the pile. It looks like there's the no gain. Then he keeps running, and there's a gain of 1. Then he keeps running, it's a gain of 3. And that scrum finally ends, and it ends up being a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, it's something to see from up here to watch that, different angle, and just watching that pile of guys just slowly creep its way down the field,
So that's going to be the final play of the third quarter here at Frank Meyer Field in San Andreas, where Calaveras has the lead, 35-6. We'll be right back.
Ready to feel the freedom of the open road? Learn to ride at Harley-Davidson of Sacramento. Our riding academy is now open 7 days a week. Whether you're brand new to riding, getting back on the bike after some time away, or just want to sharpen your skills, we've got a course for you. You'll learn everything from mastering the controls to riding the curves with confidence. It's also the perfect gift for a new rider in your life. Sign up today and let us get you rolling. We'll even help you register for an upcoming class when we return to the line. Harley-Davidson of Sacramento, where your journey begins.
Welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra and Les Orlandi coming to you live from Calaveras High School, where the biggest anticipated Motherlode League game of the year is happening right before our very eyes. The 5-0 Motherlode League Linden Lions have come in to face the 5-0 Calaveras Redhawks. And Calaveras has the lead 35-6 as we start the fourth quarter. 4th and 9. Calaveras, they switch sides, or they're now moving from our left to right. The ball's at their own 25-yard line. They keep the offense on the field. Curran under center. He fakes, throws. It's going to be a little screen play, and it's going to fall incomplete. One of the defensive players put his hand on it, and
I don't know if I agree with that play call. I say you punt it off and put your defense back out there.
I don't mind the screenplay. I just don't know if I'd go for it on 4th and 9.
Yeah.
On my own 25-yard line. I guess Linden did it.
Yeah, maybe he's doing it so he doesn't feel as bad.
So Linden is in business with the ball on Calaveras' 26-yard line. 1st and 10. They're moving from our right to left. And this is probably their best field position in the second half. So Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He throws deep to his right side.
That's going to be picked.
It is good. Oh, boy. He was trying to get number 1, DeAndre Smith. And I believe number 22, Ryan Clifton, intercepted the football in the end zone, and that should be a turnover.
Ryan, yeah.
I was waiting for that call from the official. He kind of was looking around like, did he just do that?
Again, Ryan Clifton just sitting out there and playing, safety and just playing, center field and just reading the quarterback's eyes. And the quarterback's not really, looking anybody off. He's, really just zoning in on the guy he wants to throw to. And Ryan put him.
So number 22, Ryan Clifton, outbeats number 1, DeAndre Smith in a basically jump, who gets the ball first. And Ryan Clifton wins that battle and bails Calaveras out of the 4th down call on their own 25. And so now Calaveras will have it 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. What a defensive play.
Yeah, it's huge. And, you guys just stepping up and making plays when we need them to step up. So
Curran, the quarterback under center, split backs, puts a man in motion, hands it off. That's Cody Paulson around left tackle. Carries it all the way up to about the 25-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards. 2nd down coming up. And I'll tell you what, if I'm Coach Mosa, I'm buying Ryan Clifton some lunch. for bailing me out of that call.
Yeah. I'm sure Ryan will, remind him of that. Like, hey, coach,
lunch
I
is
bailed
on me.
you out. Yeah.
Lunch is on me, buddy.
Yeah.
2nd down and 4. They gave him 6 yards. Curran under center, puts Enrique in motion. He's going to give it to Enrique, who cuts it up the middle, breaks a tackle, nice little spin move, gets up to about the 34, 33-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a Calaveras first down.
Yeah, and Linden's just absolutely beat up. After every single play, there's always one or two guys, struggling to get up. And, but hats off to those guys. They're out here, they're still battling, playing tough. And Calaveras we're just playing our brand of ball right now. And
1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line. Calaveras moving the football from our left to right. 10:45 remaining in the football game. Puts Enrique in motion. They hand to Enrique, who's got some running room around that right side. There is a flag on the field, and then he'll finally get pushed out of bounds about the 42-yard line. But there was a flag thrown at the point of attack, normally where you'd see an illegal block, and that's exactly what it is on Calaveras, so they'll bring this football back. So it'll be a 10-yard penalty. Holding on Calaveras. Those holdings are tough ones because those are 10 yards. The 5 yards offsides and all that you could get back, but those 10 and 15 yards are the ones that kill you.
Yeah, well, we're in 4-down territory.
Ball's they'll spot it at the Calaveras 23-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 20. Cohen Curran, the quarterback, under center, split backs behind him, puts Ryan Clifton in motion. He'll come back, go motion the other way. They'll give it to Clifton, who tries to make a man miss, but then finally he's going to get brought down. Not much there. He'll probably lose a yard or two. Nice little play by 71 for Linden on the defensive side of the ball. Big number 71, Hunter Livengood, the 6'3", 220-pound defensive tackle, made the play. Coming down on 10 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Calaveras has the lead, 35-6. The ball spotted about the Calaveras 22-yard line. Clock continues to move. Cohen Curran comes out. He's got the play from Coach Mosa. Offense heads to the line of scrimmage. Curran will be under center. 2 running backs behind him in split formation. Slot receivers to his left. Puts a man in motion, takes the snap. He's going to hand off right up the middle. I believe that's number 7, Enrique Hernandez. And anytime you hand it to him right up the middle, he's going to move forward, and he did for about 6 or 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and long, or 3rd and long, excuse me.
Yeah, Calaveras, they're just, taking their time and trying to run as much time off this clock. And, it's just, I expect them to stay in the huddle here and take it all the way down to the end until they have to snap the ball.
So 3rd and 15. They spot the ball at the Calaveras 28-yard line. 8:52 remaining in the fourth quarter. Curran, the quarterback, under center. Split backs behind him. He's going to take that snap. No, he's looking to throw now. Dumps it off to Ryan Clifton underneath, who heads up the field, gets it close to the 40-yard line. And he'll still be well short of the first down. I think he's going to be about 4 yards short. So it'll be 4th and about 3 or 4 coming up, depending on the spot. And I would imagine Coach Mose is going to keep the offense out on the field here at about the 40-yard line of Calaveras. If you go for it on your own 25, then you should go for it on your own 40.
Yeah, absolutely. And they brought in Colton Ray right now, so he's going to be going in there.
Well, when
Ryan
you got
Clifton.
22 in the defensive backfield, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's 4th and 3 from the Calaveras 40-yard line. Curran under center, I-backs behind him. He hands off to Enrique, who just barrels through a would-be tackler. Still on his feet. The 40, 30, 20. And finally, I believe they pushed him out of bounds at the 1-yard line. I can't believe he didn't get that into the end zone.
Yeah, I definitely thought that he was going to get in there, and kind of got the DB for Linden had the angle on him and was able to cut him off and slow him down enough to get that push out of bounds.
So a big 55-yard run by number 7, Enrique Hernandez. They'll spot it at the 2-yard line where he was pushed out of bounds. And I'm not so sure if he just ran out of gas because he has been running all night long.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a big gas tank, though, for a big guy. So
that's true. He had to switch over to the reserve tank. So they'll spot the ball at the Linden 2-yard line, 1st and goal. Curran will go under center with I-backs behind him. He's going to snap it, give it to Enrique again, who's going to get stopped short. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, it looked like he got tripped up as soon as he got the ball and tried to stumble forward toward the goal line, but just came up a little bit short.
Clock is moving nonetheless. 8:03 in the 4th quarter. Calaveras has the lead, 35-6. They have the ball. Looks like they lost a yard. They spotted about the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal from the Linden 3-yard line.
I'd expect something for Paulson right here.
And Paulson's the single back, lines up right behind Curran, who's under center, puts a man in motion. And no, he's going to give it to number 5, Colton Ray, who cuts back the other way. Touchdown, Calaveras! Number 5, Colton Ray, from 3 yards out. He tried getting around the left edge, ran into a wall, cut back up in the middle, and then found some running space in the middle and dived into the end zone.
Yeah, that was some good field vision from Ray. You know, he's got a good nose for the goal line, so he was able to sniff it out again. That's his 2nd touchdown for the night tonight.
It is. Colton Ray. Here comes number 1, Caden Gray, to attempt to kick after. There's the snap, there's the kick, and the kick is good. So with 7:31 remaining in the football game here in the 4th quarter, Calaveras extends their lead 42-6. We'll be right back.
Experience the exhilaration of the open road with a Harley-Davidson test ride booking. We understand the unique thrill that only a Harley can deliver. We are dedicated to providing our fellow riding enthusiasts with an unparalleled test ride experience. Whether you are a seasoned rider or just starting out, our diverse range of iconic motorcycles is waiting for you to take them for a spin. Book your test ride today and feel the unmatched power, style, and legacy that is Harley-Davidson.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra, Les Orlandi, coming to you live from Calaveras High School, Frank Meyer Field, where the Calaveras varsity Red Hawk football team is in control, 42-6, with 7:30 remaining in the 4th quarter. And I got to tell you, Les, I knew Calaveras had a chance to win this football game, but 42-6, I am absolutely floored at this score.
Yeah, they actually came out and, you know, ran and ooh, that was a great tackle.
I believe that was a number 2 back into the football game.
Yeah,
He is. He's back into the football game.
Yeah, going back to what I was going to say, you know, Calaveras came out and executed their game plan offensively and defensively, and you know that coaching staff down there, they're going to put these guys in the right positions and you know and give them the right opportunities to be successful. So you know, as long as they can execute, you know, I believe Calaveras can contend with anybody.
So 1st and 10 Linden on their own 35-yard line. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. And I don't see DeAndre Smith out there.
No.
Hand off to number 21. He'll get tackled by Colton Ray, number 5, and Quincy Dyson, number 10. But he'll pick up about 10 yards. Maybe 9, 10 yards. They'll give him a first down. That's number 21, Isaac Ruvacaba, who was coming in for number 2. And I don't see number 1 or number 2 out on the field right now. Well, here comes, that's just 6, the quarterback getting the play call.
Yeah, number Smith and Juarez, they're over there on the sideline chopping it up and talking, most likely about what's going on with the game. But, yeah, I think they're probably pretty much, done for the night.
Wow. The 1-2 punch, now drinking punch on the sidelines. Pitch out to number 21 around the right-hand side. He's going to get tackled out about the 45, maybe 46-yard line. Pick up maybe of a couple of yards coming down on 5:41 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so what, if you're Calaveras, you start subbing out here, trying to get some of your key guys out, one of these, winding down with this game, So let's see if they start subbing some guys out.
Well, here comes 60 Wyatt Arias coming off the football field. Number 6, Skylar Bell, the Linden quarterback in shotgun. Pistol back behind him. One receiver to each side. Takes a snap. He's going to throw to that receiver on the right side. It's complete. He's going to get tackled right away. They'll spot it probably right about midfield, maybe the Calaveras 49-yard line. Pickup of maybe 5 yards. So nice little throw and catch there, but a short gain. And it's going to be about 3rd and 4 coming up with 4:54 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was a very good open field tackle by Peyton Long.
And so Ryan Clifton comes off the field. Landon Patrick comes off the field. Got some guys subbing in on defense here. But I know Coach Clark doesn't want to let these guys in the end zone anymore. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun. Couple of hard counts. Nobody moves. Takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to his back right up the middle. He's got some room around the right side. And, nice open field tackle.
That was
by Calaveras. I didn't get quite the number on him, but, boy, he had a one-on-one open field tackle and just stopped him on a dime. Great job.
That was Peyton Long.
Great tackle, Peyton Long, number 11. That was a great one-on-one tackle there. But it is a first down for Linden, so they'll spot the ball at the Calaveras 42-yard line. 1st and 10 Linden, 3:52 and counting remaining in the football game. Bell, the quarterback in shotgun, takes a snap, hands off right up the middle to Ruvalcaba. He's still on his feet, breaks a couple tackles, and he'll pick up about 9 yards on that play. 3:31 and counting. Last I got a scoring update from the KVGC studios. Jim tells us in the fourth quarter, Bret Hart has the lead 28-10 over Riverbank.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, good job, Bret Hart.
Calaveras faithful will get ready to take that drive over to Angels Camp next Friday, as Calaveras will be at Bret Hart for that famous bell game.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good game.
3 minutes left here in the football game, 2nd and 1. Bell, the Linden quarterback, in shotgun, takes a snap. He's looking to throws to his left, and it's going to be incomplete. His intended receiver was number 16, Anthony Vasquez, but it was too high, and that Calaveras defender stepped right in front of him. If it would have been on the mark, that would have been another interception there. But the fact that it was high, neither player was able to get to it. 2nd down. 3rd down. 3rd and 1 at the Calaveras 33-yard line. Bell's got the Linden offense on the line of scrimmage. He's in shotgun with that pistol back behind him. Takes a snap, hands off to that pistol back, Ruvalcaba, who's going to take it off right tackle, and he'll pick up 4 or 5 yards. He's got enough for a Linden first down.
Yeah, it looks like Calaveras are pretty much subbing in and out now every play. So
they are.
There's guys running in and running out. So it's good for these guys too, that put the practice in all week, and it's good for them to be able to get into the game and work on what they work on all week in practice. So
1st and 10 Linden at the Calaveras 27-yard line, 1:50 remaining in the football game, and the clock continues to move. Bell, the quarterback, in shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the Ruvalcaba, keeps it himself. Fakes like he's going to throw, but he's going to run it himself. Cuts back up the middle, got some room. Then he's going to slide down about the 10-yard line. They'll spot it about the 11. And I believe he'll have enough for another Linden first down. We're coming down on 1:23 remaining in the football game.
Yeah, I didn't catch which defender it was, but it looked like he was trying to make a play on the quarterback when he rolled out and slipped on the field and was able to open up that run for
1st and 10 at the Calaveras 12-yard line. Hand off to Ruvalcaba, who's got some room. Gets up inside the 5-yard line to about the 4. A nice little run by 21 Ruvalcaba. And we're coming down on 50 seconds remaining. The clock continues to move in a 42-6 ball game. They'll spot the ball at the Calaveras 5-yard line. Linden quickly gets back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to try to get into the end zone here. Hand off to Ruvalcaba again. Stays on his feet. Gets maybe to 3, maybe the 2. Oh, no, they spotted it all the way to the 1. Second effort.
Yeah, he popped out of that pile on the other side of it with that, like you said, that second effort and got all the way down to the.
So it's a first down. Linden again, right to the line of scrimmage. 1st and goal from the 1 with 12 seconds. Linden takes a snap, hands off to Ruvalcaba up the middle, off the left side, and it's a touchdown, Linden. So 6 seconds remaining. And number 21, Isaac Ruvalcaba, scores for Linden. And Manny Mosa, the head coach, just got the Gatorade bath from this Calaveras team as they are fired up. And that's going to be the final play of the game. Final score, there was no extra point. 42-12, time ran out. Calaveras wins the football game. Linden, at the end of the game with just 6 seconds left, scored on a 3-yard touchdown run by number 21, their backup running back, number 21, Isaac Ruvalcaba. And time ran out. Final score, Calaveras 42, Linden 12. We're going to step away while somebody gets Coach Mosa a towel. We'll be right back.
Attention football fans and backyard dreamers. Game day is better when your home turf is just as impressive as the one on the field. The Paver Company is here to turn your yard into the ultimate outdoor paradise. Perfect for barbecues, watch parties, and relaxing evenings. Locally owned and family operated by the Biondi family, we bring championship-level craftsmanship and a personal touch to every project. Make your yard the one everyone talks about. Visit thepavercompany.com or call 916-222-8844 to schedule your consultation. Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality with the Paver Company. Ready to feel the freedom of the open road? Learn to ride at Harley-Davidson of Sacramento. Our riding academy is now open 7 days a week. Whether you're brand new to riding, getting back on the bike after some time away, or just want to sharpen your skills, we've got a course for you. You'll learn everything from mastering the controls to riding the curves with confidence. It's also the perfect gift for a new rider in your life. Sign up today and let us get you rolling. We'll even help you register for an upcoming class when we return to the line. Harley-Davidson of Sacramento, where your journey begins.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Gil Valtierra, Les Orlandi from Frank Meyer Field here at Calaveras High School, where the Calaveras Redhawks completely dominated the Linden Lions, 42-12, and an incredible football game. When you look at it from start to finish, Linden just could not deal with the power running game of number 33, Cody Paulson, and number 7, Enrique Hernandez. The physicality, the toll that it took on them. You saw guys getting winded. You saw guys getting tired. Then they throw the football. You mentioned earlier it was Paulson, Hernandez, and then whoop, all of a sudden Ryan Clifton's using his speed around the edge, and you're beat up and tired. Now you're chasing down this quick guy around the corner. Linden showed promise. in the first half. Number 2, Juarez broke that big 65-yard run. They got a couple of passes to number 1, DeAndre, underneath, and them short little hitch passes to try to get him in the open field, but not much going there.
Yeah.
Calaveras essentially shut down their 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if we get the stat line on their total offense for what they had for the game. It was kind of surprising, in a way, because they are so talented, Linden, on the offensive side of the ball, and they've put up so many points. You got to respect that. And for Calaveras to come out here tonight and defensively do what they did to Linden, it's really impressive, and it's opened up, I guarantee you, a lot of eyes in the league. So great effort by the guys. Great job on from the coaching staff. And, I guarantee you Coach Manny and all the other coaches down there are extremely proud of those guys down there right now on the field. So
yeah, these guys are fired up. I mean, when you look at last year's game, they went into Linden under the same exact scenario. Both tied for the Motherlode League lead. Both looking at, the winner's probably going to be the section or the league champ, or at least a piece of the league championship, and then got completely blown out, right? Got rocked in the first quarter, and it was just like, oh, man, where do we go from here? Yeah. This team was not going to have any of that.
No.
This team was just, stood in the middle of the ring and was taking punt. They were not dancing around. They were punching with power football. Cohen Kern had a nice job of throwing the football, connected with Corey Castle on a nice, some intermediate routes, keeping that Linden defense honest and keeping those linebackers back where they're supposed to be. There's not much you can say. I can't talk enough about Coach Clark, the defense coordinator for Calaveras, and this Calaveras defense. This offense has just been putting up 40-plus points in every game, and they scored here at the end when they were subbing everybody out, but they essentially had their starting offense down to 6 points, one score on a team that's scoring 40 a game. Absolute phenomenal job, this Calaveras defense. And like I said earlier, when you have the combination of a stingy defense like this team does and a power running game, what a combination that is. They could go deep into the playoffs here.
Yeah, it's a good recipe for success, and another thing, like a lot of these, like, people don't understand, is this group of kids, they've pretty much played together all the way up through like Pop Warner and coming up, and they've had their bumps, and some of them have tasted some success and stuff, and so to go in last year, like you said, tied and have that happen to them, these are a proud group of kids, and they care about each other. A lot of them are best friends, and so they look out for each other. They hang out with each other, after school, during the summer and stuff. So those guys, they're going to play harder. They're going to trust the guy next to them because they're more than likely, best friends, if not really good friends. So congratulations to them. I'm proud of them. Yeah.
So big win for Calaveras. But right, there's always the but. And the but is in the playoffs, when you look at the Division 7 bracket, there's a good chance Calaveras is going to have to play either Linden or Somerville again. So not just during their league, but in the playoffs. And you and I have both been around this game long enough to know that it's hard enough to beat a team once, but to beat them twice, that's extra specially hard. Yeah. And so there's a good chance that they dominated tonight, but there's a good chance that they may have to face this team again in the playoffs. So, hey, tonight, this weekend, enjoy the victory. Hard work paid off. Enjoy it, relish in it. But come Monday, it's back to business, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like you said, enjoy it this weekend, and come Monday, hey, you got to forget about all this, and it's a brand new week, and a new opportunity for another Friday night, and. These guys, they're well centered, and they have good heads on their shoulders, and they understand the situation. If they do face a Somerville, or if they do face, a Linden again, the Somerville game was really aggressive, got kind of nasty there at the end, So, those Linden and Somerville, if we do see either one of those guys, they're going to be hungry. They're going to want to come out, and you're going to get their best game. I feel like, you can come in during the season and kind of sneak up on some teams here or there, because, I guarantee you, we talk about that Linden going for it on 4th and 10, down on their 25-yard line or whatever it was, but they've put up 240 points and nobody's stopped them all year. So, those guys are confident, so they're going to come back and they're going to tune up if we see those guys, and they got more film on us now, so they better understand what we're going to do, but it boils down to at the end of the game, can you win that battle with that guy lined up across from you? And what I saw tonight with Linden, I just feel like Linden defensively doesn't match up very well with Calaveras.
Well, the nice thing on the Calaveras side is if you do have to face Somerville or Linden in the playoffs again, they at least have the confidence to know, hey, we've beaten this team. We know we're capable of beating this team. Let's do what we do. And so they have that going for them. They have that confidence that they've beaten those teams before. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we got one more game in the Motherlode League. It's the Bell game. They're going to be on the road, just down the road a few miles, the Angels camp. Big game, Calaveras at Bret Hart. Be sure to get there. If not, be sure you download that KVGC Radio app. Click on that oldies button to listen to all the play-by-play action next Friday on Halloween night.
Halloween night.
You gotta love Friday night football on Halloween night. So it's gonna be good stuff. Les Orlandi, really appreciate you coming in, filling in. Always love doing this with you. You're a fantastic coach and a fantastic knowledge of the game.
Well, thank you.
I love talking with guys that know their stuff, so I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I was kind of hoping to get up here a couple of more times this year, but hey, I'll take what I can get. It's one of those things. I just enjoy it.
So on game day, if Sark's tires get flat, we may have to look at Orlandi. Might have set that up.
I'm not saying nothing.
All right, folks. Well, hey, we appreciate you all listening out there. Thanks to all our KVGC Quarters radio sponsors, MRM Stone, the Paver Company, Harley Davidson of Sacramento, and Treats General Store. I've been your host, Gil Valtierra, the voice of Calaveras football, along with Les Orlandi. Again, the final score here at Frank Meyer Field, Calaveras 42, Linden 12. Calaveras in the driver's seat for the Motherlode League Championship. We will see you next Friday. Until next time, we're out.